Opie and Anthony.
Radio shock jock.
Opie and Anthony.
Oh, yeah. But the article says U.S. Holder, U.S. a nation of cowards on racial matters. And I'm just reading this article.
That was a big story last night.
Now, I don't know what his views on what his racial discussion, because I kind of get tired of hearing about, have to have open racial dialogue, which means usually that white people have to be more groveling and apologetic.
Yes.
But I will say this. White people have been complete social cowards when honestly discussing race. Black people, I'm not saying are always right.
No.
But they do admit their annoyances.
Well,
openly. We don't, except with each other.
Let me explain why. That guy, it's very good. I read that too. He's saying America is a nation of cowards when it comes to discussing race. The black leadership, as it were, and I mean that, use the term loosely because I'm talking about people like Sharpton and the ilk. They have made it impossible for white people to openly discuss race, because the second you do it, there is life-altering changes like losing one's job, being shunned from society, things like that. This guy is great. He's saying, it's a nation of cowards. Well, thanks for putting us in that position, jackass. We are. Black people, as far as, especially, like I said, this leadership, this pseudo-leadership that they had, especially before pre-Obama we're talking, it's impossible for white people to speak openly about race because you're dubbed a racist the second they hear something they don't want or like, and then you're thrown out of your goddamn job. So we're cowards for shutting our mouths and keeping our livelihoods.
I'll tell you why. It's not that you and I are cowards. It's the people who are firing people. They're not black people. They're corporate white people.
Yeah.
So it's not like black people just firing white people. And if Sharpton complains of Jesse Jackson, we all know that the boycotts are crap because the issues are not boycottable. So everyone knows that Sharpton, all you got to do is say, no one's gonna buckle to you. Just shut your mouth. And it goes away without real consequence. So he's not the problem. The problem is that the people who are firing the people for speaking out
let me
or whatever are cowardly white people.
I agree with that because I've said that in the past. Not black people's fault on this one. But no, it absolutely is, because you're, in essence, blaming the victim. Because a Sharpton comes up and threatens a corporation with a boycott, regardless if it'll work or not. I know they don't work. I know if people just told Al Sharpton to go crap in his hat and left it alone and just let time go by, whatever controversy there was would go away. It absolutely would, and I understand that. But you can't downplay his effort to get this company to fire people, and because they're also afraid. There's a climate of fear. There has been for years now that you can't speak race or racially with black people or you are dubbed a racist.
How about Asian groups? How about all special interest groups? How about gay, lesbian, anti-defamation, whatever they're called, or the JDL, like any special interest group? And again, the majority of corporate people, let's be very honest, the majority of them are white guys. They are the ones who fire people whenever the special interest groups pipe up. And black ones are very vocal, but it's not always black ones. A lot of times it's Asian ones or it's other ones. The common denominator in that is that it's normally, not always, a white guy getting fired by a white boss because of the complaints of whatever special interest group comes complaining. The victim, there really is no victim other than the guy getting fired, but the real culprit is the coward who is firing him. Because, unless there's been like a real offense, like where a guy drops an N-bomb on the air, or guys that do something truly fireable.
I can't take the black leadership, as I have to call them, or whatever, out of the equation. I can't take them out of the equation and just blame it on cowardly white bosses and cowardly white people that don't speak up. I can't. It's they have put a climate on. You got to be smart. You got to know when and what to say, like in any situation. You're not going to walk into a room full of Asians and start making Asian stereotype jokes and things like that. A room of black people and start doing that. You can't do that. But if you're honestly and openly having a discussion about race that includes facts, figures, and then you're crucified for it, it's intolerant black people's fault. That we are what this gentleman is called cowards when it comes to race. I'd love to see a population in this country that isn't cowardly when it comes to speaking race. We've been beaten down so much, and I sound hysterically hypocritical when I say the white man has been beaten down by the black man. But in this day and age, in a different way, I'm not talking about slavery days, I'm talking about this day and age, it's very difficult for a white person to voice his opinions on race, especially with black groups, and not be called a racist.
But most white people, if you're expressing something to black people, very rarely do they react. Usually the people who don't like because they know, a lot of black people know if you're saying something that's truthful about race, a lot of times that the people who are afraid of that truth being uncovered are the guilty whites, are the white people who feel like they've done something wrong. That's the problem. I'm telling you, when it comes to this racial, I'm not saying black people aren't at fault for being hypersensitive. And Patrice has a good word. Patrice said unreasonable. Sometimes lately, you know what, black people, you've been unreasonable the way you've targeted certain things. But the bottom line is it's guilty white people. It's elitist white people. Those are the ones. Look, you can't, I'll say
They're
this.
the
White people have screwed up race, and this kind of, it's a reality. And this is a self-flagellation by
white
whites.
people screw up race in this country. Of course
they have.
Of course. You look back through history, there was a lot of stuff going on. And believe it or not, slavery was legal.
Yes.
Sorry. What are you going to do about it? It was. After slavery, black people had a long road ahead of them of a lot of racism. They went through that. Mm-hmm. But now we're at a point where there is a black president. He's appointing black leadership. We're seeing black leaders in positions that they'd never been in before. They're being accepted by, at least 50% of the country as far as the votes go. And it's not really this huge, amazing, big thing. They're doing it. It's working. It's called assimilating to our society, which is what other people and cultures have done when they want to be successful in this country. But try talking about it. And I don't mean one-on-one. A lot of times you can get one-on-one with a black person or a group of black people and you're just talking, and fine, you could hash things out. When you're in the public eye and you say something about race, perish the thought. You're on eggshells that you say something, and you absolutely shouldn't be. But that's where the cowardice comes from.
Who's going to fire us if we screw up? And I don't just mean Open Ant and myself. Who's going to fire most people out there listening to this show if you F up?
You know what? It's ignorance on the part of management, white management,
cowardice.
In a lot of companies. It's ignorance. It's cowardice, but there's ignorance in there. They don't know that nothing's going to happen. They want controversy to go away very quickly. And you're blaming a guy with a gun to his head for fire. Here, I'm going to pull the trigger on you if you don't fire this guy. Of course he's firing the guy.
But it's a gun that everybody knows when the trigger is pulled, nothing comes out but a sign that says "pow."
Yeah.
It's not a real gun, and enough things have happened where we know it's not a real gun. And the fact that the examples we raise are guys like Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, who are proven asses. And then you get a guy like
you. But they got credibility. You don't want to look at today. Look at today. You don't want to be on the receiving end of stupid Al Sharpton bitching about the New York Post. He's going to be on the news all day long now.
Who puts him on the news?
You don't want to be the white Jewish media.
Exactly, white people.
White people. Something? Because he's an attraction. He's something people want to see. Okay. He's something people, especially white people, want to laugh at as a clown, the clown that he is. And he's got this credibility, though.
No credibility.
That people are. Oh, he doesn't?
No, man.
Who did Carolyn Kennedy meet with first thing right out of the gate?
Exactly.
Well, what about our new senator? She met with him right out of the gate. Hillary Clinton meets with him Barack Obama meets with them. That's credibility.
A bunch of dumb liberals. I mean, Rudy wouldn't. You know what I mean?
No, of course. But look who's in charge now. Dumb liberals. He does have a power base.
He scares people.
He scares people.
That's not credibility. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have credibility is different than scaring people.
That isn't cowardice being scared of the bully.
Sure. But he's got nothing. And people
why don't white people like the bully on the schoolyard get together and take him down? And I don't mean violently. I'm not advocating harm,
you're right.
but just like expose him for the idiot that he is. I like that this guy from the New York Post is coming out and saying that Sharpton is once again being an opportunistic douche.
Right.
He didn't quite use those words. Those are my words. And using this as an opportunity to once again get his face in the news because it's been out of the news since Obama's been president. Yeah. So it's another opportunity for him to do that. They kind of explained the comic that is in question, the dead monkey laying there with the two cops with their guns smoking, the monkeys riddled with bullets, and they're saying, now who are they going to get to write a new stimulus bill?
You agree with the explanation?
It's viable.
That's a rough one, man.
I don't agree with it.
I'm not a big fan of Sharpton, but the guy, of course he was going to go after Sharpton. What else is he going to do?
What
else is he going to do?
What the cartoon was saying.
This cartoon is brutal.
Pointing it out.
You should
racist.
You should be able to, draw whatever effing cartoon you want, but it's brutal.
Pointing it out's more racist than drawing it. At least you have an inkling of an excuse. You have different options. You can say, I meant this, I meant that. Pointing it out, as Al Sharpton has, is racist because you then are saying, yes, you're equating a black man with a monkey.
But I'll tell you,
you're saying that, and the realism is perhaps 1 in a million shot. Perhaps he wasn't
pointing
the guy that wrote it.
But it's almost like it's a stupid one. The Supreme Court said about pornography. I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. Like we all. Our common experiences, we know what this guy was saying. And again, I don't think he should be fired for it. It was
absolutely
not. It's tasteless. I think it is a tasteless cartoon. But when you do something that obvious, there is no other explanation that any rational person buys. Mm-hmm. We know what he was saying, and being honest about it's not racist. Saying that he was saying Obama was a monkey. That's what he's saying. And it's like he wanted you to convey that message. A funny example of race. Of like something being racist that probably wasn't meant is like the South Park episode, which was brilliant about the N-word, where it's N blank G-G-E-R-S, people who annoy us. And the guy gives the wrong answer, and the correct answer was naggers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that is a brilliant example.
I love that.
Where the explanation is real. Like, no, I didn't mean that. I meant this. Yeah. But this is almost like, if they say anything other than, this is what I meant to say, he's trying to be cute. He's trying to give you that message and then be cute with his explanation. That's insulting to everyone.
His explanation was, no matter who wrote the stimulus package, it sucked and could have been written by a monkey. Monkeys over the years have been used as examples of things that have been done that are stupid, ignorant, monkey business, things like that. Just because the president is now a black president, you can't equate anything he does with a monkey, even in a way that doesn't say it's not supposed to be racist. It's just supposed to be, this is stupid, this is ignorant. It tied it into a very topical recent news event, and you can't do that. I was listening to Ronnie B yesterday, and you look up George Bush monkey, and you'll see 20 instances where his face is morphed into a chimp.
I understand
Why then, because our president's black, you can't use the analogy of a monkey, not in a physical sense or look at this, in the traditional racist sense, but since we're so moving forward and progressive these days, why can't we use that as an example of how ignorant things are, how stupid, how a monkey, like a monkey sitting at a typewriter, might pound this out?
Because for him to defend himself that way is dishonest. It's like, don't give me that. Like, don't say 2 Jews walk into a bar, they own it, and then when I go, oh wow, that's the joke about the Jewish stereotype about Jews being money or whatever you want to say, and then deny it. At least, you know what I mean. If you're going to make the joke and make the cartoon, fair enough, but that is what it is.
So you think at this moment right now that guy that wrote that comic put a monkey in there as a physical representation of the president because of past racial stereotypes?
No, I think he did it knowing exactly what it would elicit, but having that 1% thin way of backing out of it by going, hey, technically...
Then isn't that brilliant and what we do on a daily basis on this show?
No, because he's trying to give that... You understand what I'm saying? He's trying to say that. At least admit what you were trying... We never deny what we were trying to say. We don't deny that we're trying to be funny about something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we do racial jokes, we do rape jokes, we do terrible jokes.
Right.
But we don't deny that we were making fun of something. Like, even that plane crash when the guy got mad the other day. Yeah, we use dark humor on this show. We're taking something awful and we weren't going, no, sir, we were being totally serious. We weren't completely thinly backing out of it.
You're right, but let's tear away a wall here and be completely honest. What subject on this program are we the most sensitive about tiptoeing around?
Race, I would definitely say.
Absolutely. We're petrified
Yes.
that someone's going to say something stupid and get us thrown off the air. Where does that fear come from?
The fact that we have a case histories, many of them, and it's not just in our environment, where white bosses fire white people for saying racially inappropriate things when any special interest group complains.
But if the threat wasn't there from black people, oversensitive pseudo leadership, then the white corporate, we know that guys that are at the top end of these corporations, believe me, because of recent events, not even racially, financially, we know they're idiots.
But Ann, it's not just, to me, it's not just the threat being there and being pounded. We just try to do a contest. We find a guy's hairy red hiney.
Right.
And that was vetoed by lawyers. There's no threat there. That was just paranoid white people thinking way too far. And that to me is the problem. It's not like Sharpton and them have a power base that's going to really directly affect the advertisers. That's really going to shut down business because we do black jokes. And, man, when he comes, the big bully is here. To me, he's a blowhard and a jackass. And everybody by this point knows it. We've had too long of a history with this guy.
Okay, but do you think, take the Imus situation, because there's a few you can choose from. Take that. If not one black person complained about that, would white management looked at what happened and said, yeah, we got to fire him?
No,
of course not.
So who's putting the gun to their dumb heads and making them have these knee-jerk reactions where they fire people? There is a cloud over America where you cannot open and honestly talk about race. There is, like this gentleman said, cowards. We are cowards, but we have been put in that position not because of stupid white bosses that fire white people. There's someone else at the top of that food chain.
No way. No, I don't agree.
It's black leadership that is threatening, that uses mob-like tactics, mafia tactics, to go in and extort firings from white management.
Because the same white management, and it's in radio and it's in every corporate environment, the same white management fires people in all instances. It's not just when black special interest groups complain. It's when any special interest groups complain. Mm-hmm. And primarily when you look at the people doing the firing, and again, it's not always, but primarily, they all look the same. They are the same people who buckle the same way. And the reason that they fire people so quickly is because they're afraid that anything racial that goes on they don't address properly will be an insight into their own racism. They're afraid of being exposed because they're not honest about the way they view race. Like they don't admit that black people ever annoy them. We certainly admit that black people are annoying sometimes. And you know what? Most black people admit that white people are annoying sometimes. But you get into those corporate situations,
oh my God.
Even among each other.
Yeah.
They won't admit that. They won't admit that among each other. They won't admit that just in a group of friends. Oh, no, I don't. So afraid of being misconstrued even by other white people.
Well, then how do you explain when XM and Sirius were separate entities and Nate was in charge, and we met with Nate, who was a black gentleman that ran the...
Boo!
And he...
I'm booing Nate because he wouldn't let me in on that meeting.
Yes, of course. See, because
he didn't even know you were alive.
I know.
And it's so sad.
He completely, and he told us this, he agreed with the fact that Imus was fired.
Yep.
He then told Opie and I, plain out, straight out, that type of humor and content will not be tolerated on a company that he runs. It was a veiled threat. Not from white management,
right?
From a black man running a company, talking to two white on-air personalities, threatening us that if we got into racial trouble, he would not stand behind us and we would be fired.
First of all, that nerd like classical music. He's not a typical black guy, but yeah, is he a corporate guy? Yes. I'm not saying, look, dude, no one is saying, and black people are 100% right and honest and wonderful, and we're terrible. When you get into the corporate world, everybody stinks. But I'm saying that the day-to-day dishonesty, that to me, that whether Holder's talking about that or not, that day, and I deal with it in audiences, dude. I'm on stage, I do racial jokes. And you know who laughs? Or who, primarily the people who groan are the white people. Other white people groan when you do certain black references. And black people, even if they don't laugh, very rarely do you see a bunch of black people going, hey. I see it night after night. Ask Nick DiPaolo who the ones groaning.
Nick hates
it's a bunch of babyish white people.
Yeah,
it's not black bullies in the audience. It's 98% white people, and that 98% is so afraid. Geez, I'm screaming. I'm sorry. Is so paranoid about the 2% seeing what they're really like, and there's no threat of being fired there. That's social cowardice.
You're right. You're right. But it came from somewhere. I think the white guilt is a huge part of it, but I don't think it's as big as people like putting the white guilt tag on things. I think we are very afraid of discussing race in front of black people, seeing what has happened in the past with the way the black power base has gotten to the point where they can get you fired.
But that's a recent phenomenon. That's like the last X amount of years.
But you're right. But so is this cowardice. It really is. I think we used to discuss and use race in entertainment and stuff a hell of a lot more than we used to.
Watch old footage of racial discussions in the 50s and 60s. Race.
I'm not talking about going that far.
No, I don't mean clan race.
To 70s, things like that. All in the Family, things like that. We used to be able to look at race and discuss it and use it in humor a lot more than we can today.
I agree.
The more power that black America seems to get, the more we're pushed back into this place where we can't really openly and honestly discuss it in a way where we disagree.
It is a self push. It is not, the push by black people is not strong enough to get us, or to get white America. The 12% or whatever it is didn't push the 75 or 80% into a corner. The guilt, or whatever you want to call it, whatever term you want to put on it, people put themselves in that corner. It's a self-flagellation.
All right, we got to take a break, but the Anthony and Lover show will be back.
The phones are lit. I want to know what Holder wants from America. What the answer to this whole thing is, and also, of course, Sharpton is protesting today, and we'll get into that. We got some audio, and he was all over TV last night.
He was.
I mean, when is someone going to call him out and say, "Look,
Again,
no one calls him out."
I called him out in song, Opie. I called him out.
Oh, where is the Reverend?
I did it in print.
I love it. When I could play my favoriteest song I ever sang in my life.
We'll play the Reverend Al song after the break. Yes, Jimmy did it in print.
Yes.
But Keith Olbermann last night, I was watching, was just kissing his ass.
Oh, of course.
Completely kissing his ass. And all these guys kiss his ass, which gives him more power. One of these guys on TV has to go, look.
Well, Keith Olbermann's a great example of that. Keith Olbermann's not necessarily afraid of, but he's a groveling, liberal jackass. Look at the way he treated Jesse Jackson. He wouldn't call Jesse Jackson out on anything.
No.
He used the angle that they used chimps to parody like Bush and stuff, and then Keith Olbermann added last night, but I'm proud to say that I never did that.
Shut your mouth, you phony crocker.
He goes, sir, I'm proud to tell you that I wasn't one of those people.
He needs that pat on the back.
It has been used, as far as Bush goes, but I was never one of those people, sir.
Oh.
Maybe we can get that clip. It made me puke in my mouth last night. Opie and Anthony, stay there. Good morning to everybody. It's the Opie and Anthony Show, starring Jim Norton. It's going to be a busy morning. A little later on, Chimp Lady just yapping all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
She said this: until you've eaten with a chimp, bathed with a chimp, you don't know a chimp.
Maybe not his last meal. I'll have my friend's jawbone.
3 teeth and a scream.
Apparently that Chimp took out her eyes,
her jawbone,
her face, and her jaw. Just ripped her face off. I was listening to a tape yesterday of the police transmission from the time they got the 911 call till the time they shot the Chimp and didn't know where it was, so they were kind of looking for it.
Right.
And the one of the cops sounded a bit shaken up when he goes, "You got to get EMS here quick because this guy ain't got a face." And they couldn't even tell it was a woman.
Wow.
They said, "This guy, we have a gentleman. This gentleman's in bad shape. No face,
no jaw, so the thing can't bite the Chimp."
Yeah, the Chimp.
That's what they do in the wild,
pull
right?
The jaw off, rip the eyes and nose out.
You hear how
fingers too.
It's a big divot.
You hear how stupid the victim was, though?
What?
Different hairstyle, different car, waving an Elmo doll in her face like, "Here, look what I got for you."
You shouldn't have picked up the Maul Me Elmo, though.
Right.
That one.
Just dumb.
It speaks in Chimp and just says, "Screw you, I hate you, you're ugly."
There's so much going on. We're going to get into the cartoon thing and the Sharpton, doing his protest outside News Corp today. And we're talking about this Eric Holder thing that he's saying we're a nation of cowards on racial matters. And Jimmy brought up the South Park clip where the answer is naggers. And we want to play that for everybody because it really proves, hammers a lot of the points that you guys just made home, and we can't play the clip.
Because
we can't play a clip that was on South Park.
Because even in context,
right,
the N-word, which to me is an example of where the justifiable excuse of, no, naggers was the right answer, actually makes sense, whereas to me it's kind of a thin argument for the cartoon.
Sure.
We can't even play it in that context. And again,
we can't even play it as adults.
Yes, because having a reasonable discussion about race, this is my point also. In context, we should absolutely be able to play that clip and have that word go out over the airwaves in context. It's not inciting. It's not hateful. It's being used as an example of the discussion that we're having. But there is such a fear over this country that word can't be used in any circumstance anymore.
Which is crazy.
Except, a rap artist.
Today, it should be allowed. We're having an intellectual conversation about race, and it hammers the point home. And what was the statement? And we don't blame...
it's not Jiven, he's just...
We don't blame Jiven, the guy who's
he's a racist.
Keeping us safe down the hall.
He plays it to himself all the time. And
he's just taking orders from above. They're not above anymore. They're right in this building.
He sings that word to the Happy Birthday to Me song.
What did he say, though?
Basically, that word is nuclear. Patrice isn't even allowed to use it on the...
But it's amazing, like...
It went in stages, by the way, because it was... We had it to a point where our black friends could come in here, and if they want to say the N-word, they're allowed. Yeah. But now they've taken that away, too.
And we were talking off...
Which is crazy. That's insane.
One of the things about, with the black groups being bullying or pissing everybody off, and this is what Anthony and I were just discussing, is that one thing I thought of was that one of the problems is the reason they buckle so fast is because none of these guys, and I mean these white guys, have honest racial discussions. Even with each other, they don't. No. But with black people, never. It's almost like I forget sometimes that people don't have guys like Patrice or Keith or just guys that I've known for 15 years who you're brutally honest with each other. Like when the OJ thing happened, we were screaming at each other.
No doubt.
But you watch the rest of society, oh my God, they couldn't believe it. Because they never have honest racial discussions with each other.
Yeah, you walk out of your house, you see a black guy, maybe you've known him for a few years, and you just would put your head down after the OJ thing. I don't want to discuss it. I can't discuss it. I don't know what to say.
Rough. All right, let's go to the phones.
Come on. Be open. Be honest. Speak your mind.
They've been sitting here for 40 minutes. Let's say hi to JT, a black guy from South Jamaica. Hi, JT.
What's up, guys? I'm a cop in the city. Me and my partners here listening to your show. I'm black. He's white. We have open racial conversation every night without a problem. And I'm just tired of, not just you guys, but just people saying that, Sharpton is our black leaders. Sharpton is not a black leader.
Oh, no, I know that, but believe me, I said self-appointed, self-anointed. This guy is not a black leader, but he he is looked at as one. I know a lot of black people don't agree with
Whitey thinks he's a black leader.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh,
they put him on TV like he's a black leader.
The second something happens, that's who you see on TV. That's their go-to guy.
And I definitely agree with Jim when he says, it's more white people who feel, guilty. They have white guilt about something, and they kiss his ass. They just kiss up.
There's a catalyst for that fear and guilt, though. The guilt is one thing. The guilt, I don't know where that comes from. I got to be honest with you. I don't feel an iota, an ounce of guilt for slavery, for the situation that black people are in. I don't feel it. I never have. I will never take responsibility for something that I had nothing to do with. So I have no white guilt. Trust me on this one. Fear. Hold on. I'm part two is the fear. Do I have fear of black people? Yes, I do. And I don't mean physically and stuff like that. We joke about it a lot on the air, but the truth of the matter is I have fear of black people for me saying something and keeping my god-effing job. That's where my fear comes in. Not that I'm going to be mugged or this or that or the other thing. It's a fear that you guys have a power base that can take my livelihood away based on something that comes out of my stupid ass shock jockey mouth.
And plus one thing I'll say about Sharpton, even he's definitely, black people hate when he's called a black leader.
Yeah, I know.
But in fairness, black people like him being around because he's annoying to white people. And you never see black people publicly really separating themselves from Sharpton. You don't often hear black people blasting him publicly. So when the media does take this self-appointed idiot and say he's a black leader, you don't hear a voice from black people going, he's not a leader, except for a guy like you who will call up and say that.
Occasionally you do. You get a couple of black Republicans, maybe on Fox, that come out and speak against Sharpton, and then he's called it Uncle Tom in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, it's a no-win scenario.
I mean, to me, fellas, it's just like anytime I just see Sharpton on TV, like you was talking about the cartoon yesterday and today. I mean, yeah, maybe it was racist, but as soon as he gets involved with it, it's just like, to me, you know what, I don't want to be bothered with it. Everything is forgiven. That's how I feel when he jumps in.
All is forgiven.
And two cops having racial discussions are not exactly the average two people.
That'd be hysterical. What, does your partner just tase you all day?
Do you guys dream of making a buddy film?
Do you scream at some point and both at the same time go, holy?
And you go, I'm too old for this crap.
Shut the post down! Shut the post down!
African-American leaders from every corner of New York rushed to denounce the Post cartoon. They compared it to the most vile racial insults.
Barack Obama, he's not a coon, he's not a juggle-nut.
That's right.
He's not a
That's right.
He's not a monkey.
News story, black guy saying the N-word. We have to beep it. You got to stop.
Did we have to beep that?
Corporate's got to stop.
That went out over the news.
I think that was beeped on the news.
On the news.
So they're doing it too. All right, I apologize to this dumb company.
What?
In general, we got to stop.
That is it is infuriating to me.
I'm not happy that we're not allowed to say it, but at the very least, if a black guy wants to say the N-word, so be it.
I don't even.
I think we all should be able to say it. Trust me. But it's getting to the point where now you're beeping it when a black guy says it.
One or the other. It's what was said. If you don't want him saying it, then edit it out of your broadcast. Whatever.
Oh my God! I apologize to this company. It's a wider.
No, you know what it is, dude? It's
disgusted.
It is. We've gotten very just silly and childish. Oh. And again, it is this climate of fear and dishonesty. It's childish that we don't even look at things. Right. We're a nation of children, of little diaper-wearing babies.
And going back to Eric Holder, U.S. a nation of cowards on racial matters, and look what the news does. They're scared to
get
play
the N-word out
word
there. In context. What that guy was saying was making a good point.
Right.
He was talking about this, and he should be allowed to say that.
Of course he should.
But they beep it.
Amazing.
It's just a nation of children.
He's not a juggle-nut.
That's right.
He's not a
That's right.
He's not a monkey.
That's right.
He's not all those things that our foreparents had to hear and read.
The Post says it was a spoof of this week's Stamford, Connecticut chimp attack. But civil rights activists say it is racist code, comparing Barack Obama to an ape who needs to be shot.
You know what? The cartoonist knew he could get away with one, and he could explain, another angle. That's all.
I don't think he's saying Obama needs to be shot, by the way. I think that's taking it one step beyond.
Right.
The chimp was shot.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's how they portrayed it. And that was the whole gist of the cartoon, and the way he portrayed it was the chimp is shot. He's no longer alive, so he can't write another stimulus bill. That was his point. Regardless of if he meant, if he wanted that to symbolize Obama, Congress, just some dummy who typed it up being a monkey, that you could go round and round with that. You'll never really know his intentions that are in his head.
He knew people were going to think this way.
But there's enough element of doubt in there and enough explanations that he's safe as far as that's concerned.
Sure, we do that on a daily basis on our show.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
We skirt issues. We do things. What the frig you think this means? Jesus Christ.
But I'm just saying, he knew that people were going to go, wow.
Yeah.
Look what this guy is saying.
Dude,
he's
all
not dumb.
Over. You know what I did?
He's not dumb.
And let me tell you what I did today. I went to the Post and went right to that cartoon section to see what today's was going to be.
Right.
If it was going to be a little, shaky or something that might get him in trouble. So it worked. It got me to look at his stupid little comic.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Usually people get fired, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It says a lot if you turn around and fire.
Dilbert should start doing this.
They should
and
fire.
People would just look every day.
They should fire the
should
Dilbert
use
creator.
The N-word.
Fire the Dilbert creator for nonsense. For boring the hell out of us for many, many years.
But if Dilbert started using the N-word around the office, you would look every day.
Sure.
When I saw this stick in my face this morning, I wanted to know who's entertained by that kind of depiction of anybody.
This is the artist, Sean Delonis. He is responsible, and the Post supports him, and we will not support the Post.
Cartoonist Sean Delonis has not addressed the drawing. Protesters are now demanding he be fired. They want an apology from the New York Post.
Shut up!
For an advertising boycott of the paper.
There you go. See? It's based in fear. It's extortion. It's mafia tactics.
But again,
Don't blame the guy with the gun to his head, Jimmy.
It's the reaction. No. The guy didn't. You have to say, you're acting like the gun was put there. This guy did something purposeful and thoughtfully. And
legal.
Hold on. Exactly.
And part of the First Amendment.
Yes, and so is a protest. Totally legal.
All right? No, they're not just protesting. They're demanding his firing lest they start a boycott against advertisers. This goes beyond it. It's extortion.
It's very legal to do that.
But it's legal, but it's extortion.
It should not work. If the people at the Post should not buckle to it.
They shouldn't.
They should.
Right.
People do have the right, and even whether it's radio or anything, if they don't like something, they go, we're not going to support these advertisers. And you know what? When Imus was getting fired and 30 or 40 people were showing up to protest, people should have seen that as this is not going to be some advertising, a death of advertising.
Yeah.
And yet, look what happened when Jack Cafferty said what he said, and there were a lot of people that showed up. A lot of Asian people are very organized. It's like that fan one because they're computer literate. I mean, they're the most organized. I'm saying of all Americans, I think Asians are the ones who are the best.
They started Facebook and social networking.
With social networking. I really do, and that's why they organize very quickly. Like, look at Jack Cafferty's comment, and you know what? The network stuck with him, and nothing happened. So even with what looked like a gigantic tidal wave of problems. They said, no, he's not being fired. And he wasn't fired.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
It went away.
So,
and we've been saying that for years, by the way. Just play it out.
Even in the face
just play it out.
Of evidence where it's not going to work, people still fire people.
But do you realize what we just listened to and what we're seeing on TV? Do you realize how frightening that is to these ignorant corporate executives that honestly look and go, oh, my God, the blacks are protesting us. Quick, fire everybody. I understand what you're saying. It's a dumb knee-jerk reaction, but it's got to start somewhere. You can't blame a tsunami on the ocean. You got to look at what happened. An earthquake started it. You got to look at the thing that started what then cascades into a firing. It's not just. It doesn't start with the stupid white executive. It starts with a very vocal, very intimidating black or whatever the race may be base that threatens a company unless they take someone's livelihood and throw it out the goddamn window.
Which will happen, by the way. People will be fired.
You might be right.
This is a tough one. This is a very clear-cut First Amendment case. It's the press. You're working with a newspaper. This is an interpretable political cartoon with an element of doubt as to if it is racist or not. Whatever.
Right.
There is an element of doubt in there. They had an explanation for it. They used it. They bashed Sharpton.
But it's not going to be worth fighting is how they're going to look at it, because they own way too much stuff out there. They don't just own the newspaper. They own the Fox is involved, right?
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. Yeah.
Murdoch.
He owns.
Murdoch's not a pussy. I'll say that.
No, he's not. That's just it. He's not.
True too.
That guy's gone through some crap, and he doesn't buckle very easy.
We'll see if they think it's worth fighting. I think they'll go with the easy route, and they'll fire some people.
Ant's right with a political cartoon. Which annoys me that they get a certain level of coverage that we don't, especially since the difference between us firing out jokes or anybody firing is you're doing X amount of new content a day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Whereas with a political cartoon, there's a process it goes through. There's editors. There's a lot of people that look at it. It's not just fired out in a moment. So I still don't think they'll fire the guy. At least I hope they don't.
Yeah, I hope they don't either.
They should not fire him.
No.
But just say, look, it was tasteless. If the guy has to apologize and go, look, I'm sorry if people took it that way, but here's what I meant. That's what you have to do. So
I don't think an apology is in order either. I don't think you have to apologize. This is another cowardice thing. Why apologize? This is what I did. This is my job. This is what I do.
Okay,
and you don't like it. Don't read it. You're saying don't buy the Post. Don't buy the Post. Then don't buy it. Then they don't have to buy it.
And so far, the guy hasn't apologized. So.
Well, they told him to shut up, obviously.
Well, yeah, because he was yapping a little bit, but now he's silent.
I don't know how I feel about an apology. Not that I think you should grovel, but it was like, to me, it was like, we all know what you meant. And we know, it's almost like when something so obvious is done, and people yell and scream about it, you don't have to apologize, but if you want it to go away, go, look, I'm sorry it happened. You took it that way. Yeah, you know what? You're right. F it. I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't apologize.
He shouldn't have to apologize.
No, you're right. He should not. I do agree.
Is it tasteless? Sure. It's tasteless. The second I looked at it, I was like, ooh. It wasn't even that I was offended, because I wasn't offended by it.
Right.
But I looked at it and just saw trouble. I saw trouble. The second Jimmy brought that up yesterday, we all went like, uh-oh, because we know. Mm-hmm. We're close to a lot of these situations where we know what means trouble, and that meant trouble.
To me, any bullets inside of a thing like that, even if that was Bush, the monkey reference wouldn't have touched off what it did. Because let's be honest, it's safer to say Bush looks like a monkey than Obama. We all understand why. It's safer to say that.
Yes.
But the bullets in any type of a presidential parody are going to be a problem. You can't have a dead thing with a smoking gun and reference the president. Yeah. It's going to be a problem no matter how you do that.
There's just something interesting with the whole equating monkey to black man thing. Yeah. That I understand especially in the past, that was something that was highly offensive. It meant one thing only. But we are in a very progressive age right now in this country. We're just breaking into it, really. Obama's president. A lot of, like I said, a lot of true black leaders are being appointed to very high offices. And you can use animals to represent people. It's been done for years. And to use something as dumb and stupid and goofy as a monkey, because monkeys they're dumb, stupid, goofy things, to equate that to a person doesn't have to be racist. It doesn't, right at face value, it does not have to be racist.
But again, in certain cases, we all have the commonality of language and of knowing what certain things mean. If you had this cartoon and it was a Jewish guy getting out of an oven and there was some reference to X amount of million, even if it somehow tied in politically, everyone would know Holocaust.
Right.
We know what you're telling us, because political cartoons have to get things across in one panel. They have to get a tremendous amount of thought across in one panel. So everybody would know what he was saying. Or if you had, whatever the case is, we would know what he was saying. It's like, that's part of what they're good at, is getting their point across in one quick panel. So for him to come out and go, no, I didn't mean the Holocaust. What I meant was, because Jewish people do technically own pizzerias. Oh, yeah, okay. In a court of law, maybe you could skirt the issue, but you're in a job where you're conveying a thought with one panel. Everyone knows the thought you are conveying. At least when it comes down to it, you can't say, I didn't mean that, when everybody knows you did mean that. At least own up to it and say, I meant it, and then take the hit for it if you're going to go through that process.
Well, that's the fear factor again. If you do fess up to it, instead of use that little element of doubt, he's using an element of doubt. Sure. He's using the fact that I do have a different explanation for what this means. And I think with the thing you said with the Jewish person in an oven, if he's in the oven, things like that, there's a problem. If you just show a Jewish guy near an oven doing something, again, you can then skirt the issue and maybe come up with another reason for it and be fine, because there's an element of doubt, and you don't have that pall of fear over you.
Okay, well, how about a Jewish guy, like a stereotypical Jewish guy looking in the oven and going, oh, it's my uncle, whatever the news story tied in. Everyone would think the gas chamber. And it would be the intent of the cartoon for you to think the gas chamber. So when people go, wow, that's kind of tasteless, you can't go, what do you mean it's tasteless?
But what if, let's say, all right, there was a Ponzi scheme going on. This Jewish guy was found that day by police hiding in his oven. Now, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's all ridiculous.
That's a perfectly acceptable thing.
That then would be a comic.
Sure.
And it would be pertinent to the news that had happened the prior day.
Absolutely.
But then you'd be like, oh, my God, showing a Jew in an oven, that's horrible.
You're right. And God,
there'd be an excuse for it.
If there was if there was actually a primate that had come up with this bill and and had actually penned it, like if Coco the gorilla had penned this bill, and then they referenced
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
And then they referenced the shot chimpanzee and go, oh, gorilla did technically do it. Shot chimpanzee does make sense. That's the same if the Jewish guy was found in the oven, to reference it with the Jewish guy oven cartoon, because that to me is a direct connection, which makes sense. I think.
Okay. No, I got you on that one.
Let's see what Al Sharpton is saying.
To act as though the President of the United States, who is synonymous and personifies that bill, is the equivalent of a shot chimpanzee or monkey, speaks to all of the racial stereotypes and offenses that we've had to deal with historically.
The New York Post is not backing down tonight. Editor-in-Chief Cole Allen issued a statement saying the cartoon is a clear parody of a current news event, to wit, the shooting of a violent chimpanzee in Connecticut. It broadly mocks Washington's effort to revive the economy. Again, Al Sharpton reveals himself as nothing more than a publicity opportunist.
What Sharpton said there, though, and believe me, I hate him, was correct. Like, what he said there was not lunatic. I mean, they might have edited it, but that little clip of Sharpton in that moment, it wasn't nuts what he just said. I like the fact that the editor, of course, is going to defend it, because the editor is the one who probably gave the okay for it to go through. He can't
His
say
ass
that's
is
crazy.
on the line.
Why did I do that?
I am agreeing that, and I said it before, that at a time that was just an awful, horrible thing. But we're in a very, very progressive state right now, where a black man is president of the United States. A lot of black power is in place, and I think we can start delving into these things that formerly were offensive, racist, but can now be taken as political parody without this fear, this cloud of fear that has to just reside over every single white person, that we're going to say something that's going to just disconnect us from our livelihood.
Do you know, I know we have to break, but I tell you, when people call in, if I've said, believe me, and I've written things that I've done racist jokes.
Sure.
I'm never afraid, honestly, of defending what I've said to black people.
Never.
I never am I afraid to have a black guy call in, because black people understand, please, you think I don't know how you talk about in the barbershop? Like, come on. But my discomfort is trying to defend it to other white people who won't admit that they think that way.
That's true. It's harder.
Much harder.
It is.
All right, we'll continue.
Phones are lit.
Yeah, if you're on hold, stay right there. Right after the break, we'll go right to the phones.
We're gay.
Perfect day to play the Reverend Al song. Here it is. Opie and Anthony.
Who comes running when the cops get out of hand? Who thinks the mayor's in the Ku Klux Klan? Yelling and screaming as he's speaking to a mob. He wears expensive suits, but he doesn't have a job. Reverend Al, Reverend Al, he's your pal. Reverend Al, well, he's sapping off the people in his own community.
Why is the white man always picking on me?
He's got a fat belly and his hair's full of grease. Hear his battle cry.
No justice, no peace.
The man with a plan who you know you can trust. The portly little reverend with an ass just like a bus. He's Reverend Al. Reverend Al. He's your pal. Reverend Al. He looks like James Brown with too many calories.
Now why is the white man always picking on me?
Remember Bernie Getz in the Brawley case? Turn on the TV, you would always see his face. He's speeding in his limo to another homicide to make the network news with the family by his side. Reverend Al, Reverend Al, he's your pal. Reverend Al, on a never-ending search for some good publicity.
Why is the white man always picking on me?
Reverend Al,
I'm Reverend Al.
he's Reverend Al.
I'm Reverend Al.
His tummy growls.
I'm hungry.
He's Reverend Al.
Reverend Al.
He will represent your family and he doesn't charge a fee.
Now, as long as the footage makes it on the TV.
Reverend Al.
I'm Reverend Al.
He's Reverend Al.
I'm your pal.
Well, he's your pal.
That's right, Reverend
He's
Al.
Reverend Al.
I'm Reverend Al.
He's a race-baiting, white-hating bag of baloney.
Now, why is the white man always picking on me?
Reverend Al.
Yeah, I'm Al.
He's Reverend Al.
I'm Reverend Al.
He's your pal.
I'm your pal.
That Reverend Al.
Reverend Al.
It's Opie and Anthony. Phone's lit today. We like this. We like this position. Well, you got the people agreeing, you got the people disagreeing, you got the people agreeing with one person on the show, and others agreeing with another person on the show.
Guy in the middle going, what do you want from me?
Yeah. Let's go to Mike in New York. Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Mike?
Oh, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Come on, Mike. What are you doing, man?
How you doing there, Mike?
Hello there.
Hi.
Listen,
What's up,
thank you
man?
for taking my call.
All right. What do you got?
All right. I am a perfect example of what happens when you speak out for yourself. Now, I know you guys are busy, but first of all, Jim Norton, I can't wait to see you up in Fishkill.
Thank you, buddy.
I was a bus driver, and I had a Spanish kid on my bus who was very rude, gas, sexual innuendo. He was grabby with his hands. He was a punk. And I sat him down behind me. As soon as he opened his mouth, did something rude, I'd sit him down behind me. Well, lo and behold, I was labeled a racist. I was called before members of the Board of Education. I was called before the parents. And I was called in front of him also, and other members of the bus administration. And they said the kid spoke his piece and labeled me a racist. Then they looked at me and they go, well, what do you have to say for yourself? I said, this meeting is going to last 2 minutes. I said, first of all, I don't pander. I don't apologize. I'm politically incorrect, and I don't buckle. I says, and
Did you really start off your discussion with that awful statement?
I most certainly did. I looked at the parents, and I says, I'll be out of here in 2 minutes. I says, your son is a punk, has nothing to do with race. He's loud. He passes gas. He burps. He passes sexual innuendo. I says, now, the meeting is now over. Fire me or I go back to work.
He used the old Red from Shawshank strategy, trying to get out, and finally got accepted. But it didn't work for him, I bet.
I told all of those people in front of them all. There were some big shots there from the Board of Education. I said, this meeting lasts 2 minutes. Don't think I pander, buckle, apologize, and I'm politically incorrect. The kid is a punk.
Well, tell us what happened. Did you get fired?
No, they says, Mr. Well, I'm not going to give my name. Mister, go back to work.
All right.
Never heard anything about it.
I think that he's really paraphrasing now. I don't think that you said that and they went, Mr. So-and-so, go back to work. I have more faith in Harrison Ford. Damn you, shame on you, Mr.
Shame
President.
on you.
All right, thank you, Mike.
He doesn't buckle, pander. All right, we got it.
Out of all the phone calls,
simmer down, Mike.
Out of all the phone calls we could have chosen, my
Jesus.
God.
Loony
and
Mike.
Everyone wants in today. Scott on Long Island, let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Scott.
Yeah, you guys are saying that, like, all these, like, black pseudo-leaders are, like, the mafia, but they're actually way worse, man. These guys are terrorists. Their battle cry is no justice, no peace. that means if they don't get their way, they're going to start beating the crap out of people.
No, it doesn't, sir. Sir, you're wrong. No justice, no peace means social disorder. It doesn't mean we're going to beat the crap out of people. It means we're going to disrupt the system by protesting and stuff. I'm not saying I like to hear that, but you can't say it's something that it's not.
No, I got you.
Sometimes their definition of justice is a little askew.
Yeah.
It's a little kooky. There is justice. Sometimes they see injustice where it isn't. And that's what gets frustrating. But
all right, thank you. Let's go to Graham in Pennsylvania. Trying to get a lot of people in today. Graham, how are you, buddy?
Love your crackers.
How's it going?
All right, man.
I just wanted to say that people can't speak openly about race these days because there's still a lot of older black people around that really went through real racism.
You're a black guy and you're named after a cracker?
Well, I'm mixed. I'm only a quarter
Kind of
black.
funny.
Well, his real name is G. Ram, but he knew that we wouldn't be able to say that, so he just said Graham.
Yo, I'm G. Ram.
Now, I figured, in a couple of years, 20, 30 years, when the older black people aren't around anymore,
Yeah.
then people will be able to pull the curtain back a little bit because the N-word will have lose its potency a little bit. But
we've gave that word a lot of power lately.
Yeah.
A lot of power. They're beeping it on the news now.
Oh, no, I think also, though, the thing of it is that, black people don't like white people to use the N-word because, I don't think in history too many white people have ever, the N-word has been the last thing they heard before they were beaten to death or lynched.
But you know what the thing is? I understand that, and I understand that argument, but I don't agree with it at all because that's not happening now. When the white man drops the N-bomb, it doesn't mean that there's a beating or a lynching coming next. It's a word now. It's a word. What it represented years ago, sure, that was pretty horrible and bad things were happening. It was like you said, followed up with a beating or a lynching or whatever. But now it's a word that can't even be used in the context of discussing race or discussing the word. You can't even use the word to discuss the word.
Yes, or a hot chick I banged.
I
Right.
don't know. I'm just saying, let the older black people have their dream, and then when they're gone,
But you know what? It's not even about the older black people. It is about the younger people are. Usually the more hypersensitive they are. You look at college students now, and racially they're just awful. They're the worst. They have such a guilt complex, and they have almost no connection to race or anything bad that's happened. It's silly. It's getting worse.
All right. Thank you, Graham. I want to get a lot of people in here. Thank you, because we got Ray for the discussion. He wants everyone to know he's black. And what do you want to say about that cartoon, Ray?
Hey, what's going on?
You can call me Ray, but you doesn't have to call me.
What's up, Ray?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, Ray. All right, Ray.
That cartoon was racist, but this is my argument. There's one guy that should be offended by it, and that's Obama. You know what I'm saying?
You think Obama will come out and say something about the cartoon? No way, right?
He won't give it any
No
credence.
effing way.
I don't think so.
All right.
He won't give it any credence.
So.
Yeah.
But this is my my little sentence on it. I'm a black guy, and I'm a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? I basically do just South. You know what I'm saying? Alabama.
What do you haul, honey?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, Anthony, CB radio, so you know what goes on there.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much racist jokes back and forth.
Right, but this what happened to me about a year ago when those there was a white guy that came up to me. I'm 6'2", 1,500 pounds. White guy came up to me about 55 years old and called me the N-word right in my face. So at that point, I'm gonna be ignorant about it. So what I did was I beat his ass. That's what I did about it.
Well, the guy, but quite frankly, the guy deserved it if he just walked up to you and said that. I mean,
that's my point.
That's it. But there are different ways of using different words. And if you want to use that word in a conversation that discusses race in an intelligent manner that isn't inciting anything. It isn't used as hate speech. It's a conversation maybe about, like I said, about the word itself. It should be used openly and honestly between any person of any race should be able to use it in that context.
Mr. Cumia, this is my point.
Yeah.
I don't mind people using the word because it is a word and words don't hurt me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sticks
you can
and
do
stones
what
now.
you want. Right. You know, you can say whatever you want to say. As long as you don't bring it, you know what I'm saying, to my face, it's all good.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, and so will a big black fist if I say it to the wrong person. Why would you say that to a 6'2" black guy?
Exactly. Guy's insane. All right, Ray, we got.
I love you, Homo.
All right, Ray, we got to let you go.
Thanks, man.
Speaking of Obama, I have not seen the cartoon. He told reporters aboard Air Force One.
You knew they asked him, yeah.
As he returned to Washington from Arizona, where he announced his plan to deal with the foreclosure crisis. But I don't think it's altogether newsworthy reading the New York Post. So he's slamming the New York Post as a little rag.
I hear you.
They asked him about A-Rod steroids. You know, one of these dumb reporters are going to ask him about a cartoon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Eddie in Stony Brook. Eddie.
Hey, how are you, fellas?
All right,
I just wanted to say that Jimmy is 100% correct on this. The Reverend Al, quote unquote, the Reverend, he's a bag of wind, and as long as the Post holds their ground, absolutely nothing's going to happen, and that's the bottom line. And he's also right with when you tell a racist joke or whatever, or you have some sort of racial discussion, you feel more uncomfortable talking to another white person than you actually do talking to somebody of color.
You know, if no one gets fired, Sharpton's going to lose a lot of power. So if the Post just holds their ground, you know.
Yeah. I think they looked at him a long time ago, that whole Tawana Brawley thing. I mean, he lost a lot of credibility there. I mean,
he hasn't, though. He's still the go-to guy on every news program.
Amazing.
Everyone says that he lost credibility with that. He really didn't.
Amazing.
He's still the guy.
You don't hear a peep from Mason and Maddox. Are they still alive even? You don't hear. But Reverend Al became this suit-wearing politician now when he was involved in one of the most scandalous, racially subversive, I don't know.
The city was on edge because of what happened. But I hate the people that say that he lost credibility from that. He really didn't.
No.
He's never really had...
We kind of ignore that whole thing as far as
it made him
what went on.
A national name.
Sharpton, Anthony said before, too, is right. He's a really weird thing. Why would the to me, it's almost like he is what black people are according to, I think, most liberal Democrats. And I know some of you are going to get pissed at me for saying that. But he's this knee-jerk reaction, really very little substance type of guy. They don't seem to address... black guys that have a lot of substance. It's guys like him, and again, obviously Obama has it, but why would a guy like him get that much respect in the Democratic National Convention?
Where they're meeting with him, they invite him to the convention, they let him speak, they let him do this, that. Why would you give this guy...
It's white guilt.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, yeah, that's the theme today.
They feel that if they bring him in, that okay, look at me, I'm good, I'm not a racist, I'm not this, I'm not, they go overboard.
He's an example, like Jimmy was saying though, that got me because he is an example of somebody that can keep the black race down. His job depends on blacks not excelling and succeeding and becoming accepted members of the political system in this country and everything else. He doesn't want that, or he's sunk. He's out of a gig. He loves being able to go to the Post and get his face on the news and do these things. And when you get a black president and a lot of black people getting into power, it scares the crap out of him, I bet.
I'd love to hear a guy like Jeremiah Wright and what he has to say about this. It was amazing how out of touch with people are that people were shocked that Jeremiah Wright said that. How could he say these things?
Doesn't it sound so dated even at this point? Someone like Reverend Al doing something like this, doesn't it sound passé? And a few years back this kind of flew, but now Reverend Al, it doesn't quite have that bite it used to have because of this new progressive nature, this direction the country's moving into. Whether you believe, buy it, like it or not, believe me, I'm not very happy with the way things are going, but it's the way things are going. And Reverend Al now is looking more like a dinosaur in his tactics and what he's saying and doing.
Not today, though. He's on every news program.
Well, he's on the news, but again, you could be on the news and look like a complete idiot. And hopefully that's the way this will turn out.
Carl in Baltimore. Carl.
Hey, Anthony and Oak.
I just want some of them French fried potatoes.
Where are you working, Carl? Bill Cox's outfit?
Bill Cox's outfit. What I want to say is, they say I'm a black male, 45 years old. I've listened to you guys since NEW, and I'm a truck driver, and I like NASCAR. Okay?
Wow.
You guys are great. Yeah. Just real quick, basically, I want to know when Reverend Al became appointed the black leader, because I didn't get to vote, okay, on that. All right? He
self-appointed.
Okay, I just want to say this I want to say this to my brothers and sisters out there. Make your own decision, okay? If you see something that offends you, from a book to a movie to something, you boycott it yourself.
God damn.
Don't let nobody else
Exactly.
tell you what to do. I mean, Jesus, come on now. You guys want to have equality. Then think on yourself. Don't let nobody else tell you.
That is
okay?
the best goddamn thing I've ever heard, because it is. You're an individual. You don't need this group mentality with some ringleader telling you how you're supposed to feel.
I agree.
We got one more before the break. Henry from Tennessee. Henry?
Henry?
Hey, yeah, every time I listen to you guys have a conversation on the black, what's wrong with it, or, who's talking for it, it's kind of almost insulting to hear you guys tell us what needs to be done when you're not even a member of it. And so you've got these, glasses on that shade your perspective.
Well, maybe we're an outside looking in kind of perspective on the whole thing, and that gives a kind of a different outlook on it than you have.
Yeah, but just like any other group, you can't say that, David Duke talks for white people and saying this guy, every time you have a white issue, David Duke comes out and speaks for it. It's a complicated group of people, just like any other group.
There's more of a group mentality when it comes to the black community. That, like the gentleman said just before, there has to be more individual thought without these ringleaders trying to tell people how they should feel. If you're a black man, this is how you're supposed to feel.
When you're on the outside, you don't know what goes on around the black dinner table, around the black barbershop. There is that kind of conversation. There's a dialogue all the time. I live it.
Well, no one's disagreeing with that. That's what your issue is.
I'm just,
on the outside, what I'm saying is, who decides whether Reverend Al Sharpton is our leaders? It's not the black people. It's media.
Agreed. You're right. You're right.
And it's almost like he's just a leftover from the past, and he's just a go-to guy.
Yep.
But he does not. You never hear black people go like, you know what? Al Sharpton's right.
I'll tell you who is a black leader. Farrakhan is a black leader. Farrakhan is a guy that legitimately rallies people. And he
like him or hate him, he hates white people.
But I love Farrakhan. I love the fact that he just slams people, and he doesn't care what you think of what he's saying.
That's true.
I like that. Mm-hmm. He's honest, even if he's not right.
If you want to be upset about something, Farrakhan speaks to you, right? Just like if you had, if you're angry about politics and you're a Republican, then maybe Hannity or O'Reilly speaks to you. But it speaks to a portion of our population. There's a portion of our population that are mad about this or that, or the stories our parents told us when they were growing up during segregation. Mm-hmm. It's legitimately upsetting, But if you sit there and just think about it all the time, you're going to be upset about it. You got to let it go. You got to do what you have to do now, of course. But it's not like there's any one speaker for the black community.
No, that's good. Something? That's nice to hear, because, again, individual thought, individual motivation, that seems to be the key to being able to look at things and discuss things open and freely between each other,
I tell you that the group mentality of African Americans in America, I'll give you a prime example someone told me. Mm-hmm. It's like being overseas and seeing another American. It's just the courteous.
All right, something? Yeah. That's a damn good point. You're kind of like, hey, yo.
I am the only black guy in my office. So if one walks by...
What efficient workplace is this?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, how you doing, man? I'll take 2 of those sandwiches.
Oh, Jesus.
But That's always the case. And it's just because we only make up 13%.
Yeah.
If you were 13% of China, when you saw another white person, you'd say, hey, how you doing?
Well, you probably see him over the other short people. You see him from 5 miles away.
Hey, thanks a lot, Henry.
Henry.
Thanks, guys.
All right, roll, bro. All right, let's take a quick break. At Black History Month.
Yeah.
Let's dig into this. Let's see who we're looking at today.
We're honoring.
Yeah,
today.
honoring. Sure. Opie and Anthony.
To celebrate Black History Month, the Opie and Anthony Show is recognizing those historic African Americans without whom this country would not be the melting pot it is today. Today, we honor the happy-go-lucky basshead from the Hughes Brothers' 1993 urban drama, Menace to Society. Without a home, clean clothes, or a care in the world, this lovable little scamp, although down a few bucks, wouldn't be deterred from his goal, bartering at first for goods, then for services.
Check this out, man. I got these burgers, man. They some double cheeseburgers. Nigga, I just ate, man. I just ate, fool. I don't want no motherfucking cheeseburger. Man, come on, man. Wait, man. Man, I suck your dick. Come on, man. Just hook me up. What the fuck you just say, nigga? Man, I said I suck your dick. Come on, man. Just get me fucked.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Bad pun intended. Stay tuned for more icons of Black history.
Man, I suck your dick.
On the Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, we got caught. I gotta tell people what just happened. Opie and Anthony, we're kind of hanging through the commercial, and Danny noticed it too. There's a new weather girl on Fox 5 here in New York, I guess, right?
She looks like Cal Ripken.
Huh?
And, well, that is Cal Ripken.
Yeah, I noticed. I just noticed her the very beginning of this week. I tried mentioning to Travis. I was like, "Did you see the hips on that new weather girl?" And he's like, "No, I missed it."
I just noticed her literally just now. She's got the biggest breasts on TV.
She's got a nice body.
She makes Jill Nicolini look like a flatso. This girl has huge boobs. You like her hips.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really sure if I like her. I mean, but her... She has a nice set.
Like when you could tell that she has a really nice ass from the front.
Right.
That's, then you know there's something good going on. But
I got to take a look at the hips next because I was just mesmerized by those big boobies. And then we're staring at them, and next thing you know, there's dead air because we have to go back on the air. We need to know more about that.
I'm going to try and find her name and get some pictures.
Get a screen cap. We'll throw it on onaradio.com. Maybe we got a new girl. Maybe it's time for a new girl, a new TV girl.
I think I'm sworn off of the news girls.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
hey, Barbara Walters, you don't bang anyone from TV.
That's right.
I looked at Danny, and Danny's like, I'm all over that. I've been all over that since Monday.
I looked over at the TV, and I noticed that Fox was doing the weather, and I was like, oh, I get to see that girl again. I got all excited about it.
Why don't you effing share? What's wrong with you?
Because she's mine. You can't have
877-212-ONA. We got to go to Patrice, the go-to guy, of course. Hey, Patrice, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, man.
Mr. Patrice O'Neal, hello.
I'm sure you've
seen... I haven't talked to Anthony in such a long time, man.
I know.
Every time I'm in, you're out doing something wrong.
Yeah, I was out for MLK. You came in.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
And
I was out celebrating the man's achievements. Come on.
I started taking it personal. I just didn't think you wanted to talk to anybody black anymore, ever.
Of course you were.
And now we talk again, and it's just some ridiculous thing. And but I've been listening to y'all like a little, like most of the morning. I mean, I got nothing to add, man, for real. I mean, it's just, it's so many different levels that I don't even think should be approached. I think we're smarter than the levels that we're approaching. I think the monkey thing. I agree with Norton because I think he knew. See, the first instinct is, nah, white people ain't stupid enough to make a monkey president monkey shot joke.
Right.
So it has to be some deeper thing he's trying to do. But I think his deepness, he was counting on being just a smarmy cornball, and he was going to use his deepness because I know white people ain't stupid enough to do that. But I think. Personally, here's the problem. It's just like men with women right now. It's so bad to be a feminist. I mean, not a feminist, but a misogynist. And it's so bad to be a racist right now that white people are policing themselves.
Yep.
And I don't think white people know how to police themselves when it comes to race. And
also, it's another thing of power corrupts. So if you got the group who was being oppressed now really in charge, it's the Asian thing too, where Asians, as soon as people start paying attention to Asians and making, pulling the corner of your eyes apart, Asian jokes are now like terrible. Asians go, ooh, people are listening to us. So they get a little carried away, and then the people who are supposed to police themselves don't know how. So I think a lot of times white people sit around and wait to try to figure out how they're supposed to react to this, even if it's racist. I don't think they know how to react.
For years, white people didn't have to worry about offending anybody or anything. We just, as the white man went around and told all the jokes, said whatever we wanted. And like you said, now this self-policing, it's like they're running around with chickens without heads.
But also I have to pretend that I have to listen to white people have a plight. Like that's one of the things that is hard for me to listen to. And this is why, Anthony, you're a white leader and you don't know it. It's the same reason that Al Sharpton's a white leader. I mean, a black leader, sorry. Is that there's a lot of people who cannot articulate their emotions into words or thoughts. Yeah. And you speak for a lot of white guys and white women who don't know how to turn how they feel into what they think. And Sharpton does that for a lot of black people. He turns what we might think, because innately black people just don't like white people. And a lot of times he might know how to articulate what I'm supposed to do as a black person who doesn't know how to be angry with my mind as opposed to my gut.
Right.
He's the guy. And when you get into your thing, you are letting white people know how to think. So that's why you get a lot of people who call in. I heard a few like, yeah, Anthony, I'm going to say what you said, but I'm really not going to have anything much else because I didn't think past that. So I'm going to wait for you to say something else too so I can articulate how I feel.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
I like the fact that you're comparing Anthony to Al Sharpton. You don't know how happy that's making me.
I'm infuriated by it.
But that he knows how to take emotion and articulate it, stay emotional, but also be intelligent about how he feels. A lot of people aren't able to do that.
I'll let you know on a little secret, Patrice. When I'm speaking like that and I take a little time, a little gap in my speech, that right there is nothing but hardcore horridness running through my head, and I'm trying to figure out how to put it out of my mouth in a way that won't get me fired.
Absolutely. And the thing that's getting you fired is self-white policing. It's the same thing as a guy. If I do a show and a guy goes, that was inappropriate, and I tell a guy the word inappropriate is meant for vaginas to say. Men, we create inappropriateness. So when a guy tries to police manness, he sounds stupid and he's a liar. So when white people start policing whiteness, they're liars. They don't know how to police whiteness. So just stay out of the game. Just go. All the guy got to do is go, look, I knew it was a little racial, but I didn't know. So don't fire me, but just tell me what the rules are. Because I think a lot of us don't even know what the rules should be. Al Sharpton doesn't know what the rules should be. The reason he's becoming irrelevant is because he's screaming the same thing as fire.
Fire this guy. Boycott, fire, boycott, fire.
Can we get all right, we get it now. That's the same song. But what's firing gonna do? It's just like it's a system that like the editor is the guy who let that go through. It's the same thing again with the lying. It's the thing why I don't give a damn about Alex Rodriguez, but I'm on his side. Because the other liars. It's like going after people in the 80s who did coke. You know what I'm saying? It's like we know everybody was sticking themselves in the booty. Now, why are you on him? You liars.
Yeah.
Stop lying. And black people too. Just stop lying. We need to come forward and go, look, let's be honest, white people. You guys are 1,000,000-0. This is our chance to abuse you. We're just trying to enjoy this abuse.
$1,000,000.
I love white people shaking in their boots. I love the fact, look, as an intelligent person, you know that the black president cannot do black things. We cannot have white slaves. We can't do things that the vengeful black God is able to help us. We're not going to be able to do it. But the idea of white people nervous, it really makes me happy. But again, like I said before, I'm irrelevant. And I think anybody our age talking about this is because it's like I'm like the Independence Day aliens when they ask the dudes, like, listen, can we have peace? It's like, no peace.
No.
No peace.
What do you want?
Can you die?
To kill you, for you to die.
We're just irrelevant in this world. Right now, like Norton said, college kids, they are learning how to live in a world of lying. And they don't know how to function by being honest, so they live in this awful world of lying. And another thing is this. Everybody on this show, everybody who's associated with this show, Nick, Colin, you, everybody grew up as an A-crowd person. And there's only 3 ways to be an A-crowd person when I grew up. That's to be beautiful, strong, or funny. And right now, for some reason, C-crowd, D-crowd, and B-crowd people get to have a life in the realm of satire and political cartoons and the internet. This guy who drew that thing, political cartoon satirists are corny. They shouldn't be talked about. That cartoon, at its best, was corny.
Yeah.
And we're talking about them, about a dying art, which is newspapers. Now everybody's buying the Post today. It's a bigger thing, and I think we're, like, all the stuff you talked about, it's been an hour and a half. You're giving it way too much than what it is, because it really isn't as big as intelligent people make it. That's what it is, where it's intelligent people abusing people who aren't smart.
You know what though? The phones are lit.
Yeah.
That whenever we get into a discussion like this, and something happens on the news like this, the phone's just lit. People, for some reason, love the opportunity to discuss race, racism, the races.
But when, though, Anthony?
Yeah,
when
but not.
They enjoy it when they can be. This is why I said we're a crowd. They enjoy it when there's nothing on the line. They are a person behind a phone, behind a blog.
Yep.
But for real, you got to give Al Sharpton credit. When somebody is putting a plunger in somebody's place where they ain't supposed to do it, he's in your face. You're in the face of Al, and somebody else is in the face of Jimmy. At least that's when honesty is a big thing. But right now, it's going to be people on the phone who are going to go somewhere in the bathroom and say what they think for 2 seconds and then go back to work. But honesty starts with you, phonies. Phonies and dishonest people get too much credit.
I don't know. I see it like I was talking to Jimmy earlier. I don't see it like it's just white people being phonies and being scared. The intimidation.
Not just white people, everybody who allows anyone to bully them in a dishonest way. The fact is, no one challenges Asians to the fact that for years I got to pull the corner of my eyes apart to make fun of them.
Right.
Now I can't.
Okay.
Not because it's not funny no more, but because I just can't.
Yep.
So now we're just in a world of people who can't do what they really want to do. That's the thing about dishonesty, is don't pretend that you don't want to do it and don't think it's that way. Just say, look, I can't do it because I'm going to get fired. I'd rather deal with that from a white person than the white people I deal with, which is, who, me? I've never said, look, I say to everybody all the time, my closest friends are racist. All you guys are racial, not racist, but racial, and some are racist. I mean you, Anthony.
Of course.
So, but I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And I think we all love each other because we can keep that resentment from building in a real way, in a real place.
I think we have more common ground than a lot of other people.
And it's like I always
thinking the same thing.
It's like I always say about race. There's no issue between the races that can't be fixed with a smile.
All right, let's let Patrice go. Patrice, thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, Patrice.
Bye, sweetie.
You got anything going on that you need plugged, though? He's gone? All right. We'll get him next time. Sarah in Jersey. We're going to move on. We do have a Chimp owner update.
Oh, good.
We're going to move on to some other things happening in the world, but first, before the break...
She admitted that it teabagged her?
Oh, God.
Well,
the Post is playing it up like a love story.
They're hinting.
A love story.
Post is hinting that it might have been a little...
Bestiality. They're hinting at bestiality, and not very subtly.
Right. Sarah, what do you got?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good evening.
Hi.
Gentlemen. I'm a teacher in North, right?
Oh, wow.
So I teach high school English. And I taught a book
all right.
called Fences, which is about a black man in Philadelphia. And they use the word a lot.
Yep.
That's how people were referred. It was from the 30s and the 40s. That's when the book takes place. They refer to each other that way. So I teach... Oh, God. Sorry. I'm in school.
All white people report to a small room.
Lockdown. Return to your cells.
That's a code blue. So my kids read this book and they're like, we're not going to say this. We can't say this because that's racist. This guy's racist. I'm like, wait a minute, guys. You turn around and say that word 15 times in, passing in the hallway.
Right.
That's not racist. And they're like, well, it's because it's with an A, not an ER. And, they had difficulty even saying the word, reading the book out loud when the play was written by a black man about a black man in a time period. So, I don't know. I hope that helps open up their eyes to see how hypocritical that is, but I'm not entirely sure that they all got it.
I like when I can watch a Quentin Tarantino movie. You watch Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, things like that, and you just see the way people talk or would talk in those situations. It's so honest and natural. That's what makes those movies so cool to watch, is the dialogue. And when they cut things out like that and you're watching a situation where you go, he would use this word, or he would say this, or he would treat this guy like this, and they don't for the sake of political correctness, so they don't offend somebody. It's crap.
Speaking of that, you saw Gran Torino recently, and we had a discussion, why didn't Clint Eastwood use the N-word?
Drop the N-bomb.
Because he was really an old racist that was all,
A lot of people are saying it's because...
What was your take on that?
He wouldn't have used the word, and he did use the word spook when he was addressing some black gentlemen that were about to...
Which was a great scene. That was a hilarious scene.
Treat an Asian girl improperly, perhaps.
Right.
But I do think he did it to keep away from the... I think they wanted to make this guy a little likable. And I think if that early in the movie he would have dropped the N-bomb, it would have been very hard for him to become this kind of ignorant but likable character where at the end then, when it culminates in the ending, you really do feel for him. And I think if he would have done that at the beginning, I think they were more afraid it might have tainted this later.
That's a really good.
That he became.
That's a really good point, actually.
I think that
because the other, words he used for the black man in the movie kind of made him look like, that silly white man.
Yeah, it's just
that
like
silly old white racist
curmudgeon.
Right.
He used old white curmudgeon words. It wasn't like hardcore racist words. You could tell that he probably in the war had worked next to and respected black men.
Right.
But these street punks he had no use for.
I was really pissed off when I found out that he wasn't using the word before I saw the movie, and then I kind of felt like, okay, it kind of makes sense. And now you really hammer the point.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Can I ask you, because I didn't see it?
Yeah.
Was it more like was he kind of like playing more of a bigot than a hardcore? Like Archie Bunker was a bigot. He wasn't dropping N-bombs hatefully. He just said stupid crap because he was kind of an ill-informed boob of a guy.
That's kind of what it was. He had obviously problems with Asians because of the war. He was in the Korean War.
He had problems with everyone.
And he had problems with everybody.
With his own family. He hated everybody.
But it was old school kind of old man, fired from his job after so many years or retired, whatever it was. And he played that very well. But he also, it wasn't this stereotypical closed-minded kind of guy. Like, I hate, I'm a racist, and F you. He was very open-minded to somebody. If somebody treated him nicely, he would treat them nicely. He'd give them hell, but that was his way. Like one of his best friends at the barbershop. He'd come in, and they would do nothing but trade Italian and whatever he was, Polish.
That's what the older
Italian and Polish jokes back and forth, but you could tell they loved each other.
I say it all the time. The older generation, that's what they did. My dad at the hall, the VW. What is it? I always mess it up.
VFW.
The VFW hall.
The VW.
I always say that. It was just like that scene in Gran Torino. They're just sitting there, just making fun of each other's nationality.
Yeah.
And they're all totally cool with it.
That's what they do.
The Italian getting beat up, the black guy getting beat up, the Polish guy getting more beat up, usually when I was there. The Irish guy, and they just threw the ball around, man, and had a lot of fun with it. No one got hurt in the end.
Well, guys,
thank you, Sarah. Sarah had to go to class.
It's like I always say publicly. Whenever racial stuff comes up and someone says something a little rude, I'll always go, "We don't need to do that, do we?" I mean, I'm on the record.
Speaking of racist, Adam Ferrara is here.
Gee, dude, I was absolutely wanted to say the same thing.
He probably has one of the most offensive stage acts I've ever.
It's unbelievable. So Adam's going to join the program next. Also, Doug Benson later on.
Yes.
We've never had him on the show. Very funny guy. And a good pal of ours, Jim Jefferies, calling in. He needs a little help from the O&A listeners.
Jim's taping an HBO special. I guess his website is jimjeffries.com. Is a way to get tickets through that.
Yeah, you can go there right now.
Calls in.
Yeah, we'll talk to Jim. It's been a while. He's a great.
He's hilarious.
He's great. He really is. Opie and Anthony, stay there. Opie and Anthony. Anthony's pal is here. Adam Ferrara.
And your pal, Ope.
I know. But you guys go way back.
Yes, we
I've only known you for 14 years.
That's true.
You've known Anthony for well over 20. So.
I know. And I don't panda, and I don't crumble. I just drive a school bus.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. You know when you got to keep repeating. You're either trying to convince yourself or you're drunk.
I hope an abutment's in his future.
Yeah. An abutment.
Give me liberty or give me debt. We got you. Simmer down.
I don't think you've heard me. I said.
Get recognized from Mall Cop. We asked you last time, but now it's been another couple weeks with that movie.
Once in a while.
Once in a while?
Yeah, they
Come
squint.
on.
Well, you know, it's a lot of kids. It's a kids movie. So.
Yeah.
So like you be walking
Uncle Paul.
And Rescue Me, I was just talking to someone yesterday, and they said that your part in Rescue Me is pretty big.
Yeah.
Dennis Leary finally doing the right thing and giving Adam a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's nice. He took care of me. It's a really good season, and we come back, I think, April 7th. Mm-hmm. We do the Rescue Me tour comes to New York for Radio City April 2nd.
Right. Which is a great concept. It's you, Dennis Leary, it's Lenny Clark.
Dennis's band, The Enablers.
Yep. And you're going to show some Rescue Me?
They're going to show the first episode, and all the proceeds go to benefit 9/11. The Leary Fighters Fight a Fund. And which is going to be at Radio City April 2nd.
You know what? I'm a huge Rescue Me fan, and I almost forgot about the show. It's been
back, yeah.
How long has it been off the air?
I think it was right before the writer's strike. We usually were a summer series.
That's a year ago, right?
Yeah. But we got 22 episodes, and we'll come back in. And
they all shot already?
We're on the last 4.
Cool. No spots for certain people. I would love to play a victim.
You want to play a victim?
I don't care. I'll come out of the building going,
good one.
I want you to play a victim with me because I play the chief, so I don't get to go into the buildings. I'm like my mother talking to the lawn guys, just pointing. You, go over there.
Right.
So I want you to be outside with me, just trying to.
But I'm with Jimmy, too, because we have Dennis on all the time. I go, Dennis, I'm not even asking for any, I just want to walk. Be a pedestrian walking by. I think I could do that for you.
You got extras.
I'm not even raising my expectations. I just want to be in the background.
I tell you, it's boring.
Right.
I'm in the background. I'm in the background.
I would probably do that wrong. You're right.
I got this part because
make him believe
Herbert
that I don't.
Whiteside thinks a great deal of me personally.
Jay Whiteside.
I want to be a mayor on this damn show. I can bumble and knock things off tables.
and bumbling mayor.
No, I mean blind and just look in the wrong direction.
How about a governor?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I meant to do that. See? Guy who makes errors. That's my character on Rescue Me. I'm the know-it-all. Guy who makes mistakes. Car crash victim. I'll take that.
Whatever.
That's funny.
I actually pulled out of my own joke with the jaws of life.
Yeah.
wanted to know what happened there.
This person also yesterday talking about Rescue Me said one of the characters is all about 9/11 conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah, Dan Easton
You're
Job
going to explore that on Rescue Me?
Yeah, we're going to look.
Like he completely believes it's an inside job. And Dennis doesn't, right?
No.
Okay, so there's the conflict as they go back and forth. All right, thank God.
No.
Because I was like, what, is Dennis losing his mind? He's going down that conspiracy road?
It's not up to.
But what having one of the characters, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's nice, and they really went back to the guys hanging out, just being guys again this year, which is fun.
Cool, yeah.
Some of the ridiculous stuff that we lived. Just any guys hanging around with guys. It's going to go back to girls and stupidity.
Do we get to see Dennis Leary's skinny white Irish ass? That's always a lot of fun when you watch Rescue Me.
I can say I was never in an ass scene with Dennis.
He's got the best job. He picks the hottest broads to have sex with on his TV show.
It's good to be the king.
You have that simulated sex where I don't know how you do that.
Right.
Yeah. I've never had to do that.
No, you never had to do the old simulate. Because apparently they're naked in bed.
Right.
I guess they wear, unless, I don't know, sometimes they're showing like pretty full shots where I don't know what they're wearing, like a jock strap or something, or something covering the, the parts. But then they're grinding on each other as an actor and actress, and you'll always hear him say, there are so many people in the room,
blah,
and
blah,
it's
blah.
it's not romantic at all.
But
let me tell you something. You're naked in bed with some little starlet. How do you not, get a little excited?
It's like rubbing Ziggy's nose against a taco. That's what it looks like.
All right, so Rescue Me. We're excited, and a lot of episodes too.
Yeah, we got 22, and I'm at Gotham tonight through Sunday.
All right, see you later.
Thank you for shopping. Please watch the Mail for Our Circular.
Hey, you following this Chimp story in Stamford, Connecticut?
I saw the cartoon. I saw
well.
Is she sleeping with the? Was she sleeping with the monkey?
Well,
it looks like
that's what the paper is kind of hinting at today. That she was a little creepy.
How were they hinting at it?
Hinting by doing the exact same thing like you do with a girl. Well, you ply her with a little bit of wine. You maybe drop a Xanax into her, and you take her to bed. That's exactly what she was doing with this chimp.
Well, you know what? They are married. Look at the ridiculous sweater she made him wear.
Yeah.
Front page, the happy couple, bizarre love of gal and ape. Yeah, they shared wine, they bathed together.
Yeah, they took baths together.
Yeah.
That must have been great. Harmless.
That's creepy, man.
Harmless.
Who hasn't rubbed I put bananas in my crotch to get what I wanted. Who hasn't?
But not in an ongoing relationship. That was just a timed experience.
These two were together like for a long, long time. She's a widow, so the hubby's out of the picture. She was probably a little lonely.
They look happy, but the chimp had an Ashley Madison account.
Oh, damn. Poor gal.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a quote from Chimp Lady. He slept with me every night.
Every night.
He combed my hair.
See?
Everything in the house is for him. She fed him filet mignon and lobster tails.
And friends' faces.
Yeah, right?
Yes. Have Dolores' jaw. It's wonderful.
On me.
I didn't know that's what he meant by a threesome.
They shared cozy glasses of wine. They bathed and slept together.
See, they make it sound very bestiality-like.
She gave him gifts and sweet kisses. He drew her pictures. Yeah.
Really?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Drew her pictures. It's a monkey. What's he going to draw?
They weren't good
just like banana after banana picture on the refrigerator. Little magnets.
It continues. It's just weird, one friend said. It's an animal, not a person. What she had with that monkey was not normal. That's a friend.
Well, yeah, because she's scared that he ate the last friend.
Yeah, right. Friend she have.
How embarrassing is it when you go to hand something at Tickle Me Elmo and it rips your jaw off?
It just annihilates your face. Oh.
And after she stabbed him...
Look at the stupid monkey!
It said something very offensive to the chimp.
And the friend that got eaten, she was just stupid because she showed up with a new hairdo, a different car, and she's waving this Elmo stuffed toy in front of her
So does
face.
that mean no stranger could have just pulled up to her house?
No.
Or this thing would have attacked? Like, oh, she looked different. Well, what if somebody pulls up and goes, hey, I'll ask directions over here, this lady.
Look, everyone had that aunt that had the dog you had to put in another room.
Oh, yeah, watch out. It nips. The dog, it nips. It's not it bites. Bites you.
When we had Mikey the chimp in, and
Mikey was adorable.
Of course he was, but we all were thinking you were watching him closely because you don't trust him.
No.
You think he could snap at any moment.
I trusted little Mikey.
If he did the wrong thing.
Because he was so little, and his little hands, he'd grab your hand and look at you with those eyes.
You see how strong he was, that little thing?
He was built like a brick house, I swear to you. That you pat him on the back, and it was like a bag. Take a bag of concrete.
Right.
You know those bags of Saccrete and stuff, and pat that. That's what his back felt like. It was like concrete. And picture that at 200 pounds jumping on you and ripping your face off.
Because Mikey was a smaller chimp. I mean, he wasn't
little
that big.
Baby, so sweet.
He was feeding me water. He would hold my head and hold the water.
Yes, he'd hold the water and tip it, and then he would drink out of the water bottle.
We
slowly he would
push
drink
my
out of
head
it again,
down.
which was really disgusting.
I know, but I didn't want him to be mad at me and rip my jaw off.
Yeah. Hey, share my water, stupid.
Yeah.
Or your genitals are gone.
Okie dokie.
How long was she with this? Because she had this
forever
commercials and stuff. So she had it at 13 years.
Had it from the time it
in
was
chimp
a couple
years
of
or
months
human
old.
years. They're the same year.
Started when, like Ann said, the chimp was a couple months old.
Right
to the end. And
I ended up sleeping with it.
Yeah, she lost her husband and her daughter, so this kind of took the daughter died in a car accident. The husband died, so
the chimp was driving at the time.
Yes.
Chimp tragic. He was drunk,
and the chimp killed the husband in an insurance scam. Someone took out a life policy. I almost said 500,000 bananas if the husband dies. I'm like, how many?
No, that's good. That's funny.
I know, but how many banana jokes can I do in the same one? I have one angle on it.
Because it only gives motive to the chimp.
He was strangled, but there was
literal amp.
The husband was strangled, but there was no thumbprint.
He's got a thumb.
An opposable thumb?
Sure, that's what makes him
That's
so
why
human-like.
she slept with him.
He's got a thumb on his foot. He's got a thumb on his foot.
One in the stink.
Yeah, he did his Fonzie impression.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the stink, one in the pink, one in each ear.
Honey, we're going to play hitchhiker.
Yeah, he could do a little Fonzie with his feet. She used to love that. He'd go, hey,
with his big toe.
Yeah, then he'd poke her dumb eye and
Sit
eat her
on it.
friend's ears.
Is that Mikey? Is that the picture of Mikey?
Look at little Mikey.
Oh.
He's wearing red
He looks
pants
like one of
and
the four
suspenders.
cops.
Yes.
He's dressed up in the red.
And he's got a little red bow tie, and he's holding some playing cards.
I'm sure he's happy to be dressed like that.
Yeah, he's going to kill in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably what happened. She was out shopping. He found all the ridiculous pictures that she took of him, and he just snapped.
You know what the most horrific part of the story is? And we talked about it yesterday, but this monkey, this chimpanzee, actually, it's an ape, one from the ape family, not the monkey family. So it's actually not right calling him a monkey.
I'm sorry, Dr. Zayas.
Yes, thank you. It used the keys. It knew how to get into the car. It once started the car and drove away, which is probably better than me on some Saturday night. Driving home from F.H. Riley's.
Hey, we don't overserve at F.H. Riley's. I don't know what the hell you
don't.
I don't know what the hell you do before you get there.
Like Spalding and just empty people's
Yeah, but you want to know, you have the
drank drinks off the bar.
You have the option of driving home, not swinging from the trees to get home.
Yes, whatever.
Yes.
How cute is Mikey?
But yeah, Mikey is adorable.
Mikey's going to rip someone's jaw off eventually. I have no doubt.
You think Mikey's going to do that?
Oh, my God. These chimps don't, they want to be in the wild. We think we know best, but we don't. Leave the chimps alone.
First of all, there was an incident on the Lancelot Link set.
Yes, I did a Lancelot Link joke the other day, and it got that response.
Really? It's just, no one knows it.
Someone out there.
Nothing.
Someone out there loved it.
What's Lancelot Link about?
Lancelot Link's secret chimp.
I didn't see that.
He was
You
like
never saw
a secret agent chimp.
But it was all monkeys.
The whole cast was monkeys. And what they would do is like, give them chewing gum. So they would do this with their mouths, and their mouths would move, and they dub in the words.
Yeah. And Mata Hari.
Yeah, Mata Hari was his like girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, hey, Mata Hari. Hey, Mata.
He had a hat. Like
we got to go. Yeah, he wore like a Sam Spade kind of hat. Oh, am I going to get in trouble? He wore the hat and everything. And
They did Look Who's Talking before Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
right.
They did it with monkeys.
Hot on the heels of Mr. Ed.
Can we
Yes.
get the...
Talking animals hysterical.
Sitting around watching this. Maybe we should
See,
get
there he is. Look, Barron was the bad guy. Right? Look. With
the monocle.
With the monocle. How'd they keep that? Credo was the chauffeur, the shifty chauffeur. Dragon Woman was very nasty.
That was Chump.
And where's Lancelot Link?
Strange
Dr.
Mind.
Strange Mind. Yes, Strange Mind was...
all chimps, by the way. I want to see what these chimps ended up doing later in life, by the way.
Wang Fu dressed up like an Asian and the Duchess.
Oh, it's probably the same monkey, you boob.
I bet it is. I bet they have two monkeys.
Yeah.
Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. Where's Lance, though? Did they show Lance?
He's probably got...
Lance!
Lancelot Link.
Lancelot!
It was the Lancelot Link Secret Chimp hour? Oh, jeez. You think a half hour of a talking chimp is enough?
Can we get some of these clips for the show?
You know what? I bet I would get that woman that just had that horrible mauling the other day, the box set of Lancelot Link Secret Chimp, as like a joke. See if she has got a sense of humor.
Let's send her Planet
look,
of the Apes.
They're talking. The chimp is talking on the telephone with her feet soaking.
She had a hard day.
She's getting a little pedicure.
And look, another chimp is on a boat. It's running a sailboat. It's insanity. How does that work?
They nail the chimp to the chairs, those feet.
Look, see, they make them go nya 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 with their mouths, and then they dub in the words.
There he
look,
comes.
They're acting. How do you direct chimps?
Look at him.
Look, the chimp sat down.
Come in, they sit.
The chimp has to walk in and sit, cut, take 14,501. Stop throwing doo-doo at your co-star.
Yeah, you know what? This would be a nightmare.
Oh, it's awful.
Right.
You gotta staple the hat to its little soft monkey head.
I think
one episode took 5 years to film.
Some of the best parts of this stupid show, though, was the fact that things would just happen, and they would just make a story around it. Like, they'd get two chimps dressed up in these outfits to interact with each other, and then come up with a story later, after it's all filmed, by
beautiful.
dubbing in the dialogue.
I gotta watch this now.
Yeah, you should watch an episode.
Danny found a 10-minute clip online, so where is
funny.
that for the people? We'll link it on onaradio.com.
Yeah, just put in Lancelot Link on YouTube.
You'll find
first
it.
results.
All right, hey, so we got more audio of the chimp lady here. There's a quote, we couldn't find the audio, where she said, until you've eaten with a chimp, bathed with a chimp, you don't know a chimp.
Oh, here's what I want to say earlier. This woman obviously isn't a trainer. She doesn't know, like, to discipline these animals like I think a trainer would, to know how to keep them in check, because you do have to be the master of a wild animal. Right. They have to look at you as the alpha. And I think this woman was this chimp's girl. And when this other woman comes up or something, it was just one of those things where maybe he was trying to protect his territory.
That's
or
what
something.
she's saying now.
But normally that wouldn't happen if you're the alpha in the relationship. That doesn't happen, and trainers tend to do that.
If you own an exotic animal, you got to zap it.
Right, you need a cattle prod.
You got to cattle prod it from time to time to show who's boss.
For no reason.
I'm sure Pete is very happy to hear this, but it's the truth.
For no reason, Roy had training too.
You got to cattle
a wild animal.
You got to cattle prod it every once in a while.
Yeah,
show him who's boss.
I think the chimp, the woman he killed, he was having an affair with him. He was afraid the chick was going to talk, so he whacked her.
Yep.
He couldn't have it.
Right.
The way to alpha a chimp, to be honest with you, is to train. I'm not a trainer, but the way to do it is the chimp is acting up. You have to go, behave!
And does that work?
All the time.
Every single time.
And you also have to reward a chimp for good behavior.
That's right.
I'd like to kiss you, but you're so damn ugly.
Well, you just give him a good one of these. Attaboy! And you give him the old chin punch.
You scrape the hair off of your face. Why? Only kids your age have beards where I'm from. Heston.
I need some positive regard. Ride the tricycle.
You know, we got to take a break, so we'll have the latest chimp lady audio after the break.
Yeah.
Ferrara, you
Adam's clapping like a monkey, where they clap on the back of their hands.
What are we pushing today? Gotham?
Gotham, tonight through Sunday.
Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Adam Ferrara. Gotham.
Comb my hair, you pretty monkey.
Pick the nits out of my hair, please.
Eat my fleas if you love me.
Oh, she probably did do that grooming thing to it and everything. She was that chimp's bitch, is what she was.
But she started out as the chimp's mother. She adopted the chimp. And then there was some weird...
Oh, Jimmy. Wow.
That was in the bathroom.
Oh, it followed you out.
It came out.
I dropped it in the bathroom. That little rascal, it was, you know what it is? It was hanging. It was tugging on my shirt, and I was like, "Stay in here."
When are we having gas
came
day?
out and attacked my face like Travis.
It kept tugging on my shirt, and I was like, "What do you want?"
Hey,
Good.
Oh, my girl's going to Philly, so maybe we do gas day tomorrow. Because I got to prepare for gas day, and I don't want to be more embarrassed than I am already.
Yeah.
With my my gas issue.
You have a gas issue?
I think I eat too much protein, Adam.
I farted on a Tonight Show.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was in the middle of my set, and I got an applause, and I didn't want to, but I got an applause break, and I said, I better do this now. So while the people were clapping, so nobody heard it, and then I cut the last joke before it reached Kevin and went over to the
Is it obvious that you got it?
No, you can't.
That's too bad. That would be hilarious. I think Jay would have appreciated that.
I didn't.
All right, this is what the chimp lady's saying today. Man, she can't keep her mouth shut. She's just yip, yip, yip.
Yeah, she
To
really
whoever
went
wants
right
to
to the.
listen.
She went right to the press real quick, didn't she?
Yeah. By the way, Stephen S. from Bayshore, I guess there's a bunch of people getting together at F.H. Riley's this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Tell.
What is it all about? Stephen S. has been hitting me up on Twitter a lot about this thing.
I don't know.
Some
if I
birthday
feel
party
going.
or something?
I think I'm going.
You're going?
Yeah.
You know the person that's throwing the whole thing?
Do I know the person that owns F.H. Riley's. That's all I got to know.
Holla. 400 New York Avenue. When is the big shindig with the fans? Saturday?
Is that Saturday?
Saturday, okay.
I hope we don't go in there and there's another goddamn private party.
I heard about that.
We go there and the place, like, there's no one in there. I'm like, oh boy, business must be, Jesus, a good thing we're here to maybe grab a couple of Guinness or something. I sit at the bar, it's like, private party coming in like a half hour. I'm like, fine, I'll take my business elsewhere.
Harumph, harumph.
Harumph, harumph.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Harumph.
You watch your ass.
But F.H. Riley's Huntington Village this Saturday. I guess everyone's getting together.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm going to Philly or going to Long Island. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to be doing here.
You know, you could go to the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City.
True.
Tonight through Sunday.
That's the mid-ground.
What time you hit the stage there, Adam?
I think the show starts at 8 tonight.
Well, what time you hit the stage?
I think 8:45, maybe 9 o'clock.
Maybe I'll go see Adam tonight. I love your comedy. I love your stand-up.
Calm down, my friend.
Hey, by the way, we got...
After Saturday, I think we're all from FH back to my place for big movie night.
I saw the pictures, my God.
Oh, yeah. The theater should be up and running.
Ready to
tonight.
go? Wow.
I missed Lost by one day. I want to see Lost on an 11-foot screen.
That's great.
That'll be...
I want to come see. He got a movie theater in his basement, and I got a new app for my iPhone.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, too.
That's nice. I got the big keyboard for emails.
Oh, you got that one? Yeah, I got that one,
What's that
too.
one? I don't have that
You
app.
can get a big keyboard to type emails.
Oh, pretty much self-explanatory.
Oh, let me see that thing.
Yeah.
Let me see that.
You know the big keyboard
The
of
right
a
email?
mail app.
Come on, Jimmy, ride the bike.
Let me see that, Adam.
It's,
What are you, 70 years old? Why do you need that? Why do you need the big keyboard?
I got thumbs like bananas.
Let me see how big
Go
that
to the
De Niro's
where is
glasses from Casino.
Where is the damn keyboard?
You know, there's an app now that they're very controversial. The card counting app.
I heard
they made
about
a card counting app that the casino's a little upset at. Big giant keyboard.
Just
yeah.
turn it sideways. And
It's big enough.
By the way,
that one. But yeah, they made a card counting app.
I heard about that.
You know, if you're pulling out, I think they got a camera or two in the casinos. Call me silly, but I think they're watching you.
Yeah, I'm just sending a text.
And card counting, though it isn't illegal, it is illegal to use a machine or any type of device to do card counting. Then it's a felony.
You know why it's not illegal? They encourage card counting because they think a lot of people know what the F they're doing with the card
Most
counting,
of the time.
and they end up losing more money.
But
and the
if you're-
casino knows that.
If you're the guys that are good at it, they
Right.
do reserve the
And
right to remove anybody from
Of
their
course.
premises.
Of
So
course.
you're removed,
Of course.
for any reason.
But they're hoping more people are trying the card
Yeah,
counting.
try
thing,
to
'cause
card
they're-
count. We'll beat you anyway.
Because
What
they're
is-
messing it up
What
big
is
time.
there, 6 decks in a shoe?
Yeah, you're not getting. And now it's a continuous. They have these continuous shuffle shoes. You ever see those?
Oh, shuffle
They work
shoes.
like the poker.
Sounds like something you wear in the loony bin.
My shuffle shoes.
My shuffle shoes
They're
are
tied
dirty.
together. You can only go so far.
They reshuffle the deck every time. They reshuffle
You know what?
like 6
How
decks.
about you give us a break? The odds are so against us to begin with. Stop.
It's called just getting
stop.
lucky. Unless you're playing poker, where there is some skill and
And you're
technique
playing
and
against other people,
personality
not the
involved.
house.
Yeah. But if you're playing games of chance, that's why they call them games of chance. You need
Right.
a little luck on your side.
I want to go back to FH for 2 seconds. We want to buy a building.
What?
I want to buy a building.
You want to buy a building?
What building? We're going to buy a building.
You're trumping my movie theater. Right? I'm going to buy the Statue of Liberty.
You do make people...
I want an aircraft carrier.
Yes, damn it.
After seeing your movie theater, I did go back to my place going, all right, what can I do?
What can I do?
I want to jazz this place up. But I don't have as much room as Ant does.
Yeah, that's
New York City
living.
living. It sucks. No, we want to buy a building.
2-minute drive with Kenny to work, which must be
A
nice.
brownstone or like a...
No, for the restaurant.
Oh.
It makes business, it's good for business.
Still in Huntington, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to own our own building now.
I got a feeling
we're
this is the time
entrepreneurs.
to buy.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm kind of throwing that out there. So,
and you want a restaurant in Huntington?
We got the restaurant in Huntington, and it does very well. But the next step is to own the building. And that's what we're
Expand
gonna do.
maybe, too? A little bit bigger?
I think we can handle that.
Couple
Is
more
the building
tables.
for sale?
My brother rules. He rules the restaurant business. He's doing unbelievable. He does well. I mean, the fans go there, but the word on the street is his food is amazing, and that's why the people are going there.
Yeah.
Good.
This is too inside. Let's do Chimp audio.
I think you might be able to get this guy I know, Paulie, to come in, partners with him.
Sure.
And no, not Uncle Paul.
It's a shame. You light a match.
Then you light a match.
I mean, I'm not Opie. He's a pig in a silk hat. I mean no disrespect. I know he's your friend.
You want me to do? Shoot him? That's not a bad idea. You see the look he gives him?
Hey,
look, I'm sorry. But you got to do something about this guy. He's crazy.
This is what the Chimp lady's saying. Before we get out of here.
So concerned about her and the loss of him. And then some people giving these calls like I would have rot in hell for killing him. I mean, here's something that was like my son. There's my best friend.
Retarded son.
It was in seconds, minutes. What do you do? You know? And then
sit in the car.
That I killed him.
Not help your friend.
Hide.
I did whatever I had to do
What?
at the time.
They did for 12 minutes.
You know,
she was being ripped apart by a wild animal.
You're surfing the radio.
You know how long 12 minutes is? That woman, from the time the attack started till it ended, 12 minutes.
I wouldn't want to be in that situation for 12 seconds.
No!
And the Chimp wasn't taking breaks.
No, it wasn't like, I'm exhausted. This lady's face is tough as nails.
Anyone else notice that she's starting to resemble a chimp herself? You know how these dog owners, they start looking like their dogs? She was starting to look like a chimp. Did you see that furry thing she was wearing yesterday? It looked like the chimp's fur.
She wears that or wore that too because the chimp probably picked at it and did stupid chimp things with it. And I'll tell you something about chimpanzees. Once they get old, they're just mangy looking.
Not as hot.
Not hot. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? Chimps. Okay, sorry. I got distracted there for a second. A nice 20-year-old chimp. That's
You know, it was the most horrible thing that could have ever happened, and nobody would know unless they were in my place. And many people know the love that I had for Travis and Travis had for me.
Oh, Travis.
For me to do something like that, put a knife in him, was like putting one in myself. And then he turned around and like, Mom, what did you do?
I love people who say that, like putting a knife in myself. Then why didn't you put a knife in yourself?
And then if to turn around like, Mom, what did you do? Well, how about, son, you ate my friend's face.
Right.
It was more like, Mom, I'm trying to do this.
Doing something now.
She's not a bad lady, though. She gave the thing.
She's crazy.
Maybe she's nuts, but she's not a bad lady.
No, but she's crazy. You can't have a crazy lady owning an animal that can rip people's faces off. It ate her face. It took her eyeballs from her forehead. It ripped her face off. Ugh. Her eyeballs, her nose, her lips, and her bottom jaw were torn off, along with like her hands and on her body. She had other, wounds. But
he bite her legs too.
The face. She bit her.
She popped an arm off.
Everywhere.
The chimp popped an arm off.
Ripped her arm off like a chicken wing
and destroyed the Elmo doll.
Oh yeah, the Elmo doll too. That that thing.
Where did she get the chimp anyway?
Hey,
yeah, where do you buy a chimp?
I don't know.
Would you want to live like that?
No.
What happened to that lady?
No.
We
You
kidding?
mean, is that happening every day? Do you know how uncomfortable that would be?
You have
no.
All that is missing off your body.
Done.
Would you want to live?
Now you're blind.
You can't even chew.
You look like God only knows what. Probably the worst thing that anyone's ever.
Well, you're
looked
blind,
like.
so you don't know what people are
but
seeing.
you're a bowl of stew. That's it. You're in a bowl.
Blind
Your
is
face
blind.
just looks like pasta sauce.
That's it.
Mother, it's the minestrone lady. We don't want to talk to her. Mama, it's pasta fazool face lady. You know how great kids are.
If this lady begged to be killed, what do you think?
She wouldn't have to beg. She could just say hello. I'd do it.
I don't. Yeah. She. Well, she's still in critical condition, but they said she's starting to kind of get a little better in some way, shape, or form. Why not just give up your will to live? I'm sure people are telling her, hang on, you'll be okay. And she's got no clue. She probably has no clue of the extent of her injuries. Her face is all bandaged up. She's like, wow, these are thick bandages. I can't see.
Is she talking?
Boy.
Is she communicating?
No, this is me doing her head talking. This is me.
Oh, it's you.
After, like, first, you know, when she finally gets a reasonable thought, it'll be like, oh, the bandages are tight, and it's blocking out all the light.
Yeah,
they
but
must have me in a dark room.
If this chimp went in through her forehead, there's brain damage. She doesn't know what's going on.
Did he get through that bone?
Did he go in through the forehead? He probably just ripped
it.
Dug his nails into the forehead and ripped the skin down.
Just chewed at her face. He just ate her face.
Like you scrape out an avocado.
Yeah. He peeled her face off and then ran it between his teeth like an artichoke.
Yeah, artichoke is even better, right? Sure.
Scrumptiddly-icious.
A little al dente.
You hope he didn't rip the arm off first so she couldn't defend herself. I mean, that's got to be awful.
Like, that's going to help. Some old 55-year-old woman arm, the chimp's going to go, all right, I give.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if he pulls the arm off, that might be what they do. I don't know how chimps think.
And then just starts beating her with her own arm.
Yeah.
How degrading.
To an actual song.
Oh.
The other puts on a Rush CD.
I am an ape man.
You just don't want to live after that.
I don't think so. The other clip, a lot of people wondering, did you or did you not give the chimp some Xanax? And this is what she has to say about that.
So nobody could know what I went through then and what I'm going through now. It's horrible. I mean, his blood going into his room where he was shot. Last night was he's not in bed with me. He slept with me every night. He would comb my hair.
There's no face.
I mean, everything in the house is for him.
F the chimp.
Yeah.
It's
Take down the tire swing and grieve.
It's a tragedy on both parts. For my friend and for him and me.
I think your friend could give a flying F.
Yeah, he started
about the chimp.
Right.
And she's all broken up that the chimp ain't in bed with her. How about your face is gone?
Stephen S. from Bayshore, fun fact, it was a Murder Me Elmo.
Oh, is that it?
For him and me.
Had you given him the Xanax?
Never. And it was a friend that was here. He forgot it. And it wasn't a prescription. It wasn't anything. He's never had anything.
So you've never given him anything?
Never.
And Sandy, what about
never used a hot shot on him like some people do. He's never had anything but love.
All this
Never.
stuff you should have done, apparently. Use a hot shot on him.
But he gave her maybe let him live in a zoo.
Yeah, behind bars.
How about that?
That was one angry chimp.
Sure, he didn't take any gunk, and he probably was sick of that weak toy. Like, bitch, it's my birthday.
Yeah, what are you bringing me?
I want to do that to my parents whenever they hand me a Van Heusen sweater.
Rip their faces off.
Yeah, just rip their arms and bite their jaws off.
That's
funny.
All right, let's go to Tony on Long Island. Tony.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Tony.
Jimmy, do you think the chimp raised his fingers, brushed them gently over the woman's face?
Do I think he did what? His fingers, I heard.
Brush his fingers over her face? It's an inside joke.
Oh yeah, like Face Off. That's funny. Like the way Travolta did in Face Off. Yeah, he probably did that. He probably brushed them gently.
Wow,
look at that.
Jenny found a great picture of a chimpanzee with its mouth open, just showing his teeth. You don't realize that they don't have people teeth.
No.
Those things
are killer animal teeth.
Are insane. It looks like a saber-toothed tiger's mouth when that thing is open like that. God, and they protrude out so they could just take chunks out of you.
And rip back. Yeah, that's an eating face.
Oh, no, that's a picture of...
Right.
Yeah. See how we do things?
I wouldn't want to be bit by that.
I wouldn't at all.
I get very frightened.
God, that is just they can look so nice and sweet and human-like.
How long did the chimp live with her? Because there's got to be moments when
years.
that came out. That face came out.
Maybe not directed at her, though.
Still, you see that face?
6 years ago. You see that face once. You
That's
don't want
it. I'm
anything to do
done.
with the chimp anymore.
Look, you need your own place, Chimpy.
Yeah. Time to move out.
Look, this relationship isn't working out.
Wow.
They're usually so happy looking until they're eating your face and fingers.
Mm-hmm. And even then, they're smiling.
Baby chimps, adorable, in that little engineer outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Where they put the little engineer hat and the suspenders, and like they're going to drive a train.
They sit on the
Stop it.
train.
They sit on the little train.
Smoke comes
toot,
out.
Toot, 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 and they smile and clap.
Wave.
That's hysterical. Old, mangy chimp ripping off friend's face, not as cute.
Not as fun.
Call me silly. Oh, look at that. Teeth on that thing.
Hell no.
What do you do if that thing's biting you besides yell, ow?
That would, and the power behind those jaws and the neck muscles to then pull back the meat that is being ripped out of your face. One bite and her face could have been gone.
Oh, yeah.
One of those bites.
What would your move
face
be?
is gone.
To grab hold of the thing and hold
Start
tight?
just to grab hold of it and
No, I'm
try to
serious.
make them
What's the
feel
move?
good. That's what you do. Treat them like it's a prison shower and hope for the best.
Put them in some kind of bear hug and hope you're strong enough to hold them back a little bit?
I'd like to see the chimps
You're not going to outrun the thing.
Their panic reaction, like the way they react, it's almost like you can't hurt it because they don't do anything the way we do it. They just flail and swing nails.
Yeah, you ever see
It's
them
like a
like
chick
fighting
fight.
each other?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
even like you might say, "Oh, go for the eyes, get him in the eyes." The head is moving around, and you can't even see where he is.
But you got to
It's
do
like the
something. So what do you
Tasmanian devil.
do? What do you do?
You die.
Yeah. After the thought runs across your mind, oh my God, a chimp is eating my fat. You're done. You don't get the word face out.
My fe-
And they go for the eyes.
my feta cheese.
My
what?
My Facebook account.
Hey, let's go check out some video of chimps attacking. There's got to be
Yeah.
some video online
Cool.
to see what it would look like. All right, we got to get out of here. Adam Ferrara, Gotham.
Tonight,
the weekend.
Thursday through Sunday, New York City.
New York City, Rescue Me.
Rescue Me's
Mall
coming
Cop
back.
still happening.
Mall Cop's still in theater, yeah.
Yes.
Look at you, man. It's about time.
Adam
It's
Ferrara.
about effing time for Adam Ferrara.
I want to buy a building.
What's wrong with buying a building?
It's all by buildings.
It's all by buildings.
Start our own city.
I want my own building. And a heliport so I can fly over.
You want to
Hanson
be the
movie
blind
theater.
mayor, stupid?
I certainly do.
Oh, please. I could do that for a week straight and not make up for my dumb mouse joke.
I know.
Yeah.
Danny found.
What is this guy doing to the chimp?
He's trying to hold him back from biting
boy.
his face off.
Come on, just nail him. I love when the chimp wins.
You're just making him more angry.
Oh, he's going for the foot. See, they know where to bite.
This chimp isn't really giving it its all, though.
No, he's
no,
trying.
he's got his hiney.
He's climbing up on this gentleman.
He really wants that guy.
And some other gentleman's trying to get him off.
Look at that guy. Where's the money? Where's the money?
He's wrapped around his leg, and he's biting his ankle.
But this guy is calm. He's like, come on, don't
Dude,
do that.
right there, I would have to be smashing him in the face with something.
Oh, yeah.
No, he got him off,
But
though.
the trainer got him off.
Wow,
And
that's
he's
pretty...
And then he just kind of goes away.
And everybody went away from the chimp.
Yeah. Now he's sitting in a little chair.
His time out.
His hair's up, though, on his back of his neck and his back. That's not a good sign, right?
Is this going to get worse? Because there's still a minute left in this
Like
video.
Halfway left.
You ever watch these videos and go, okay, but then you look like, there's another minute.
boy,
Why would there
there's
be
a minute
another minute left in this video?
Yeah. It's like, they would have cut the end off.
Right.
No, there's nothing. They're in a chair.
Oh, now he's having
Give the
some
chimp some
Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs.
Now he's got some Haagen-Dazs and
All
he's
right.
eating that.
His legs are crossed like he's waiting for a bus.
Person's face, some ice cream, whatever. I was just hungry.
All right, the video ends nicely. He's just sitting there with some Haagen-Dazs. We got to get out of here.
All righty.
Haagen-Dazs was a German tourist he ate.
Adam Ferrara, Gotham.
I'll be in Philadelphia Saturday night with Artie Lang, livenation.com at the Tower Theater if you want to go.
Big show.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, this is not as good as the last
The chimp's
chimp
like,
attacking
he's
video.
punching him, though. He's like fighting him.
But then the guy goes there, and was able to calm him down, too.
In a fair fisticuff fight, he'll kick your ass. Oh, and then you got to deal with that
big monkey ass.
Yeah, monkey butt that they got going for themselves.
You think they had insult to injury and just rub that
look at him,
monkey
look,
butt in your face?
That's how they do it. They jump on you like that.
Yeah, this,
He's jumping around like a maniac.
He's just pulling this guy like a rag doll.
They are so strong, those things.
Oh, boy.
This guy's just trying to get him off of him, and he's swinging him around his arm.
It's not good. The other chimps are helping out his pal. Look at him just yanking him around.
This guy has no power to hold his ground.
Nothing. He's in the water
He's
now.
jumped in the water, and now the chimp doesn't want to go in the water, maybe.
The other chimps are yelling,
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Let him go.
Hey,
he tackled that guy, and this is a pretty, big guy, it looks like.
Sure.
Looks like one of these rugged, outdoorsy type gentlemen.
I'm going to watch chimp attacking videos all day.
That's what I want to see now.
All day long.
Wasn't there one at like a reserve? They went to give a chimp a birthday cake?
Yeah.
California.
What are you talking about, Adam? That's our favorite story of all time.
Mr. Snap-on Nose Guy, you mean?
That guy.
Yeah.
He's all over TV because now he's the expert on being attacked by a chimp and living. He was all over the TV last night.
And one of the chimps got jealous and ripped him apart.
Yeah.
That must have scared that guy thinking, if this chimp chases me into the drink, I'm done for. I'm done for.
Yeah, but again, the chimp, if you can grab it, there's a shot you could drown it. Even though he's much stronger than you, the chimp would probably have to worry about his life,
James
too.
Bond?
No, but I mean saying underwater, a chimp is not as effective underwater.
So you're saying you could beat up a chimp underwater?
No, but I think...
What about on Venus?
I think that it's a different... if you're both rolling around, no matter what he's doing, if his head's underwater, he can't breathe either.
He's going to be all scared.
But if he's stronger than you...
He'd probably be frightened.
Yeah, he'd be afraid, too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're fans of the water to begin with, though.
Well, that chimp didn't go in unless the video just ended.
No, he kind of stood on the bank there.
He shook his fist at him. Well, okay,
damn it, you got me this time with that water thing.
Yeah, you're not going to find him in the water. They don't like
Chimps
water.
don't like water, right?
Nope.
That's what they said on Planet of the Apes.
Nope. What was that show on TV? I watched it for a while. They made a reality show out of chimps. It was called, was it called Chimp Island?
Was it Chimp Island?
For real. What was the name of the show? Is it the video you're showing?
It's amazing what a little ding will do.
No, I'm not sure what it was.
I'm actually talking about a real show.
I know you are. So am I. Believe me, I am.
What's the name of the show? It was on, and they gave all these chimps personalities and stuff. It was like the real world with chimps on an island. No one cares.
They didn't show it. No, I remember the show you're talking about.
What was it called, Travis? Coming to my rescue.
Is it Escape to Chimp Eden?
No.
On the National Geographic Channel?
I don't think
that sounds like it.
I don't know. You fell for these chimps. Every once in a while, one.
That's exactly.
You got emotionally attached.
No, I was thinking the other one, Danny. Yeah. I was thinking that one.
Two different shows going on.
Yeah, of course.
But when we go to break, I'm going to
Pick
pitch
the one you want to
mine.
follow. That's okay.
Yeah, just whatever.
There's two different things happening all the time. By the way.
Yes. Let's get out of here and go
All
over
right.
where we can say poopy.
All right. Screw off. We'll see you soon.
Later, man.
Opie and Anthony, Adam Ferrara. Who's coming in? Doug? Doug Benson's going to be here in about a half hour. And our pal Jim Jefferies, this might be him calling in right now. He's going to call the show.
A call? Why, I'm insulted.
He's probably somewhere else.
Yeah, he's probably not in New York.
Meaning somewhere else in the world. Who's worldwide?
Busy.
What up?
That's him right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy.
I'm a guy right now.
That's him. That's the guy.
Just put him on hold. You don't have to talk to him, Travis. Thank you. Hey, Jim, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Phil. How are you, man?
We're good.
Am I on air?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, right, cool. Am I allowed to swear, or what?
Yes, you fucking bloody well can.
That's
oh,
right.
Fucking nice. That's brilliant, man. I'm in Cleveland right now.
Cleveland?
Oh, Cleveland.
Yeah, do you guys still play in Cleveland?
Thanks for bringing it up.
On satellite, yeah.
I heard there's some problems. I was saying to the people who ran the gig, I was saying, I can advertise the gig, and they said that you guys are, the credit crunch. The economy's fucked you up. You're not allowed on radio anymore.
What? Yeah.
They took us off in Cleveland because they made the good move of of removing all the jocks. They went jockless.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to pay anybody.
Well, I'm in a radio station now on their phone, and they've taken away the fucking water.
You can't have water anymore.
What?
Because they're saying it's not cost-effective to have water in the building.
That's how bad radio's getting. They're taking away the water.
They're taking away the water. They're saying, and next week the coffee machine's going.
They said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went in and I go, can I have a water? They looked at me like, oh, there you go, Your Majesty.
You know, radio and coffee have always got, go
hand
together.
in hand.
Yeah, you'd think that. But, they can't make it 'cause it needs water, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Damn, everyone's cutting back. Bunch of cheap fucks.
It's Obama. I blame Obama. Since he got in, everything's gone to hell.
Oh, it really has. Everything was fine, and then he takes over, and look at the economy. The stock market's down.
You can say what you want about George Bush,
We're at
but I
war.
always had fucking water.
Yeah.
And Bush just knew it was coming, man. He got out in time.
Bail out. Punch out Maverick.
He's sitting there thinking, you think I'm bad. Wait till you see what happens next.
Is it snowing over there?
No.
Nah, we just had rain or some crap.
Snowing in Cleveland?
It's snowing in Cleveland. I see snow. I've seen snow about 4 times in my life, and I'm like a child when it happens. People think I'm retarded. I run out and put my tongue out and dance around a bit.
A bit.
You make snow angels?
I think that would be a stupid thing to do. You'd get cold.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You'd lay down in the snow.
Like, what type of person would do that? Why would you
Jews.
want,
in Cleveland.
I guess if you're in love, you do a little snow angel thing. You think it's a good idea, and then realize this is stupid.
No,
and now
I've
we're all
never
cold
I've
and wet.
I've never been in love. I've never been so in love that I want my jeans to get wet.
Yeah.
Doesn't Cleveland just suck a knob, though? There's like nothing going on there.
There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, so I've heard.
Oh, let's talk about this
very proud
shithole.
of that.
Yeah, what do you think of it? Did you go in?
Well, yeah, I know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame rocks. The thing that I find weird about Cleveland is that the Cleveland Indians.
Right.
I know it sounds weird, but the whole idea of calling a baseball team after a genocided race of people is unbelievable to me. There was never like a soccer team called the Munich Jews.
Jesus.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Good point, though.
The Sydney Aboriginal cricket team or something. I don't know.
I see it as an homage to a proud culture that has, long gone. as they take out fake tomahawks and go,
not
in
anymore.
Atlanta.
They took all that away. And if this political correctness continues, you watch. I bet you the Indians have to change the name of their effing team.
Cleveland, and you think of the Atlanta Braves, too, and all that shit.
The Washington Redskins.
Redskins are
some other
good.
one.
I always like the Redskins.
Yeah.
All these teams look the same to me.
Yeah, they're just nonsense.
They give them stupid names like the Stars, something safe.
Yeah, when they got rid of
Stars,
the
the
Washington
Clovers.
Bullets or whatever for the Wizards or something.
Yeah, the
No.
Washington Bullets, that was perfect.
Because it's violent bullets.
Right.
So they went with Grand Wizards. What'd they go with?
Yeah, I'm sure if you play for the Washington Wizards, you're not happy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I know what this means.
We know what they really mean.
Right.
I can't believe they got rid of bullets because bullets are fast.
Right.
I
That's
don't
all.
think they're saying that we're going to go penetrate your body and spread your guts out on the floor.
Right.
We're faster than you.
That's all it
faster
was.
than a speeding bullet kind of a thing.
Speeding bullet,
But
yeah.
it's so violent. And with crime running so rampant and the guns shut up.
So we correct the symbols instead of the problem.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
symbols
that's
of
it.
violence, we take care of that, but not the actual
So
problem.
did that cut down on violence by changing
Hell
the name?
no.
You think that cut down on violence?
Wizard-related incidences are up 10%.
Yeah.
So,
Stop it.
Hey,
Call,
Jeff.
call a fucking team like the Seattle Rapists. That's what I want to hear. And see if anything fucking happens. I'd like to see their logo, though.
Yeah. Just a woman's face with a big frown and a teardrop.
that's the cover of Rhiannon's new album.
Oh. I want to see like a female police officer just talking to a woman. That's the logo. She's crying.
Yeah. Handing someone a kit.
It's a lot of cotton swab day.
How far are we going to go with this?
I know, please. Come on.
Hey, what gig are you doing in Cleveland?
I'm doing hilarities right through till Sunday.
Hilarities.
Hilarities. Yeah, it sounds like a winner.
Yes, hilarious is kind of in the name.
I hate the names of these comedy clubs. I really do. They're awful. There's not one good one out there as far as the names go.
It doesn't always have to be something funny, does it?
Hilarities.
Does it always have to be something funny?
Right.
Yeah, why can't there just be one called Dave's?
Yeah. That's it. You can even put comedy club, Dave's Comedy Club. But they got like ha-has and chuckles.
And it all blends together. If you had a comedy club called Sadness, I'd check out the comedy club called Sadness.
Check out Depressions.
Right.
Let's go to Depressions. I'll be playing at Depressions all weekend.
Right.
Well, how about Larry's?
Now that's a sense of humor.
Larry's Miscarriage House.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it wouldn't affect anything. You get some name acts in there. You're going, I'm going to fucking Miscarriage House.
And you get a
tonight.
little attention.
Yeah.
It's Stillborn Wednesdays.
Yes.
Last time we saw you, we did that Halloween party together there, Jim Jefferies.
Well, that was all right.
That was the last time we saw you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna be back in town in I don't know. I'm doing the HBO special on the 7th of March.
March 7th.
Yeah, you want all the listeners to show up for the taping, right?
Yeah, free tickets for any Opie Anthony fans who want to come. So we got to get rid of like 1,400 tickets. So bring your friends along.
This is in the same place as the Skirball Theater. It's in the Village here in New York on LaGuardia Place. It's where I shot my half hour for HBO. If anyone went to that, it's a great facility at NYU. It's a gorgeous theater. Mm-hmm. It's free. The tickets are free, like at most specials. If you want to get free tickets for this HBO special for Jim Jefferies, just email Jim Jefferies, and that's Jeffries at BroadwayVideo.com. And you have to give your phone number. And Jim, is there a link on your website?
There's a link on my MySpace. My webpage is, I lost my computer and I can't upload the thing, so it's dated back like 2 years ago. But go to my MySpace, it's still working. And there's a link on my MySpace. I think there's a link on Facebook as well.
So you lost your computer, wink,
everyone
wink.
has to be over 18 to go. That's the only requirement.
What was on the computer that you lost?
Yeah, really? Did you have to lose it quick?
Yeah. Did you lose it in a tub with knocks at the door happening?
Flight back from Thailand?
Make sure they don't do any scuba diving in that area.
Yeah, no.
You think you're safe, but damn.
Well,
those things have a way of popping up.
Yes, ugly, quite ugly, yes.
Do you ever think that when you're looking at porn, though, whether, you're looking at some porn that's pretty out there going, is this illegal?
Yeah, like bestiality stuff, I always wonder, that's,
Yeah, ones that always mention incest in it.
Yeah.
Is that illegal? Because we know they're not really father and daughter, but they've just said that in the title to get your attention.
I think that's fine.
It has to be, dude. Otherwise, if you're going to charge people with that, you'd have to charge people with murder for playing murderers, or,
Yeah. I think when you're, you're dealing with little buds and a few wispy hairs, there could be a problem.
Right, so the main rule is don't look at kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's fine. So looking at donkeys...
Actually, I was talking about breast cancer patients.
What would be illegal about that?
That's so bad. Little buds and wispy hairs. Oh, is that horrible? I'm sorry.
Just wanking
I apologize
off the
to anybody without...
Hey, Jim, how's your relationship with your mom?
It's all right. Why?
Because every time I talk to you or you send me a text or something, you have a problem with Mom.
Well, no, the last time what happened was when me and Patrice were on the radio and we questioned whether I was gay because of snowballing and felching, right?
Right.
Every time I'm on your show, I never think that anyone else is going to hear it, right? Because I'm in America and I feel like I'm safe.
Sure.
And then some idiot puts it on YouTube,
right?
And my mum just thinks I'm gay now. She goes, disgusting licking semen out of another woman's bottom. And how do you can't really just go to your mum, I just make it up. You know me and my imagination. She doesn't even know what these words mean.
Right.
Oh, my God.
We're a little distracted, Jim, because there's...
I'm looking at some kind of horror nightmare show.
It's CNN. It says an eye for an eye, and they're showing a woman that has no eyes left.
Her face is all fucked up.
And
it's
we
not
don't know
that
why.
Chimp lady.
And then why would you put glasses on your face?
Why
if you
are
have
there
no
glasses?
That is true.
No eyes.
I mean, why would you draw attention to the fact you have no eyes?
But they're like... Her eyes were closed shut like...
They sewed the lids.
Like Neo's in the Matrix when.
Yeah, I know the bit.
Well, yeah, when he made his mouth fucking.
Right.
What if you
So
couldn't?
why were they sewn shut?
We don't know.
No, they're like they're fucking melted shut or something. It's like someone threw acid in her face, or something, or burnt her.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And where's she from?
No, they must have burnt her. I see some charcoal. Some savage nation where they cut women's heads off and.
I always think with burn victims, right?
Yeah.
Whenever they say, like in the news, someone's been burnt beyond recognition.
Mm-hmm.
The term burnt beyond recognition. You ever seen a burn victim?
Mm-hmm.
They're the most recognizable people in the world.
Hey, you, the guy with the surprised look.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
It looks like her face was melted. Like,
I don't
like
get
there's
it.
a layer of skin now over where her eye used to be. It's not even her eyelid sewn shut. It's just a whole new layer of skin.
What did she do wrong? Iranian man, of course.
Woman he had been stalking. Iranian man is to be blinded. He's to be blinded.
Oh, did he blind her?
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
so.
good. He should be blinded.
An eye for an eye. They do that over there.
So he blinded her, so now he gets blinded.
He was stalking her and he
wow.
blinded her. And good. They should fucking blind him.
And now look what happens to you.
And now she's cutting up a pile of lettuce and newspapers, and she doesn't know where one ends and the other one starts.
Her thumb is just dripping blood.
That's a brave woman. They show her just, cutting up lettuce in her kitchen as she's feeling around for the sharp objects.
I don't want
This
to
is
have
a
dinner
creepy
there.
video.
The camera crew left 10 minutes ago. She has no idea.
Yeah.
She looks like One-Eyed Willie at the end of the Goonies.
Or I think she looks like those human mutants in Beneath the Planet of the Apes when they take their masks off.
Yeah.
And they have the atom bomb there. Well, an eye for an eye. Good.
I was just on CNN there, Jim.
Oh, that's good. It's like Slumdog Millionaire, isn't it? They cut
Yes,
his
when
eyes
they
out or something. Maybe
fucking
it was just the sequel.
burning
They were trying to do it on the
poker.
cheap.
Burning poker into that kid's eye. That was a pretty good one.
That scene was crazy in
That
Slumdog.
movie has the tagline, the feel-good movie of the year.
Yeah!
Feel good movie. There's a kid blinded with a hot poker.
There's not even one happy bit. His brother's all fucked up in the whole thing. He's tortured. There's kids being blinded. There's children. There's a hint of molestation going on.
Dude, they marketed that film horribly. I thought it was a cute little independent film about this guy going on Jeopardy over there, and that was it.
Yeah.
It turns
Jeopardy.
out... I mean, not on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
From India. How depressing are their dark comedies?
Yeah, really.
no
I want to see one of their evil movies. If that's a feel good movie of the year.
Wow, you had no idea. If no one told you about the movie, you're like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
It does seem to be a pretty despicable place.
Yeah.
It really just does. That might be a feel good movie.
Yeah, maybe that is.
Yeah, it's like death and customer service. That's all they got with it.
I think it's made by the British, that film. They're claiming it anyway. Not that they've ever gone over to India and just claimed something as their own before.
Yeah, no. Now they just claim it in movies. It's great.
All those little kids in the film, they weren't paid. They were just given, I don't know, something, some food or something, and they weren't paid.
That's paid over there.
Exactly. That's all they need. They're spoiled. That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's right. What else you want from us?
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guy who did Trainspotting did that. The same guy who did Trainspotting directed that, and he was, he got a lot of shit because he called them slum dogs. They were really mad, They're running around throwing. I guess they were cleaning up the place. That's how they show protest. They live in a dump.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
They're talking to the chimpanzee woman again? Is that her?
Chimp attack victim is improving.
The chimp attack woman. Did she live through this? The chimp who ripped the face off the other woman.
Yes, that woman's alive.
That's fantastic.
No eyes, no face, no jaw. Half an arm was ripped off.
The chimp fucking ripped her face off.
Yeah.
And then started ripping open a police car's door, and the cops said, fuck this, and shot it. Mm-hmm. It then, took 3 shots from a cop's gun, and then traipsed back inside to its little cage where it went in to die.
And wasn't it upset about an Elmo doll?
Yes.
Yeah, see, those things are dangerous. If you own a 200-pound chimp.
What was a grown woman holding an Elmo doll for?
Yeah, she was asking for it.
Because the grown woman living with the chimp is fine.
Yeah.
The Elmo doll.
She was sleeping with that fucking thing, dude. She really was. She would have wine with it, a little surf and turf, some filet mignon, they would say, and lobster tails, and then take baths together.
Yes.
And she would sleep with this thing. You know she was fucking this. You know that she let this chimp fuck her.
Chimps vegetarians?
No, they'll eat anything.
Gorillas are vegetarians.
They're omnivores, I believe.
How are gorillas big and they're vegetarians?
Gorillas will eat meat, too.
Fuck? How does that
They're
work?
like eat the young of other fucking gorillas.
Yeah.
They're pretty nasty. They look all cute when you put little suspenders and fucking an Oshkosh Bagosh little suit on it. But when it's tearing your face off, I bet it doesn't look that cute.
Yeah, that's a big story, though, Jim. We've had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah. Someone has to.
Yeah.
Have you, I only heard the phone call like late last night. That lady just crying, she's ripping the face off. Can you hurry?
Yeah. I heard the.
Can you hurry? Necessary at the end of.
Can you hurry? Yeah, that pretty much goes without saying. I think they're going as fast as they can. They're not like, let's stop off for some tacos.
Right. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. It's okay. Run the light.
There's someone sitting next to the burrito van going, well, he can't rip a face off twice.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? Put the nose back on? She'll keep.
Hey, I heard the police tapes from the actual dispatcher and police cars that were on their way. And you could hear the confusion, and they didn't know if it was a chimp or an orangutan. And then one of the cops, and he sounded pretty shooken up, just said, there's a guy here with no face. Amazing. And they couldn't even tell it was a woman at the point. Maybe it ripped her tits off, too.
Unbelievable.
Who knows?
Well, I thought he was getting that close to look with no jaw. He wasn't feeling for a rack.
Hey, Jim, why don't you come south and do our show tomorrow, man?
Well, I'm going to be over there in a week, but do you want me to ring in again tomorrow? Or?
Oh, no, I meant live.
Oh, right. No, I can't come tomorrow.
That's
Chimp Pembry.
That's Chimp Pembry.
You talk to him.
The chimp just puts the woman's face on his own face to get away.
To walk away.
That's Chimp Pembry. You talk to him.
I hated Jim Pembry.
Jim Pembry was a douche.
He didn't want to talk to Jim Pembry because he was a bore who had just been eaten by a cannibal. Jim Pembry sucked a dick.
And he tells the first thing he tells him, hey, you look great. Do I have my face cut off?
You hang in there, Jim Pembry.
Last word, the chimp said, not on the drawings, please.
And then the stupid cop with the big fucking Sam's dad mustache. That's Jim Pembry. Right.
Yeah. More info on that lady on CNN. It was an acid attack.
Really?
It took out her eyes and made her blind.
Acid in her face and melted her skin.
Yes.
See, that leads you to the question, what do you want? A chimpanzee ripping your skin off or acid in the face?
Acid in the
Good
face.
question. Let's think.
Are those my only choices?
Acid in the face.
Yes. Can we throw a blowjob in there?
Yeah, something.
Acid in the face.
It's acid in the face. That's obvious.
You'd have to go acid in the face.
It would still suck.
Yeah, but the story's not as good at a party the next time, is it?
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Okay, you lose the face. Who's inviting you over?
Right. How are you going to tell your story without a jaw?
You're the life of every party because you don't go without a lampshade on your head.
With 2 eye holes painted on it.
Watch this.
Unnecessary eye holes.
Take off the glasses. Take off the glasses.
Chimpanzee incident, then you have off the acid. The acid just speaks of you getting angry with your girlfriend. Chimpanzee, there's a pity shag in that.
Might be. He might be right.
No.
Maybe one time.
No one pity fucks a man without a jaw or nose.
Right.
The hooker would be like the one that was being pushed toward the elephant man.
You know how bad the elephant man's breath must have smelled?
Oh, God. Those choppers. Oh,
That
terrible.
was the main concern, the breath.
Yeah, not his big, giant, stupid molar head.
Giant plaque buildup in his head.
All those fucking nooks and crannies in his head. How do you clean that out?
He didn't exactly live a good life. He slept on hay and was beaten by an alcoholic. my treasure. That fucking show off. The elephant man was a ham. Fucking, he would show off his one good leg. What a bag of shit. I'm glad it
Check this one. I got bowling pin calves. Yeah, look at the other one.
John Merrick was a fucking stage hog. Fuck him. Everyone had enough.
Anything else going on with you, Jim?
Nah, man, just gigging, just telling jokes and...
All right.
You know, I wish I had something more exciting to tell you, to be honest with you.
No, it was a good call.
Good to have you on the phone.
Very good call. We can't wait to see you live and
gotta get in
come
here.
in and do the show.
All right, well, As I said, you guys know about all the tickets, and people know what they got to ring.
Well,
in.
no, not really. Sort of. This is exciting for Jim Jefferies. He's doing an HBO special. It's going to be taped March 7th, 7:30 and 10 o'clock at the. How do you say that, Jimmy? The NYU
Skirball Center. It's a great theater. For those of you that came to my HBO half hour, it's in the village where we shot it. It's a great NYU facility. It's a gorgeous new theater.
Right. And you got to be 18 or older, and the tickets are free. So go email Jim Jefferies at BroadwayVideo.com.
And I got to name it this week as well. So if anyone's got any suggestions to name the bloody thing.
How about Jim Jeffries starring in the Jim Norton Has a Giant Cock Tour?
Yeah, that's better than what I've got.
About to you.
How about Faceless Chimp Bitch?
I'm thinking
Monkey
of calling
business.
it the Bible, the Quran, and other books I haven't read. But it's a bit wordy.
Yeah. Call it Mom,
I'm beheaded.
I'm not gay.
Yeah, like, that's funny.
Yeah, but no one's going to believe that.
Hey, Mom, I'm not gay.
Mom, I'm not gay.
You have to name it.
Yeah.
We'll have a name for you. Call back tomorrow. I'll have a good name for you.
Jim Jeff.
You know, that's the whole thing about comedy specials. You got to name something. None of them fucking mean anything. They're shameless and delirious and raw and all that type of cut. None of them mean
That's
nothing.
good.
Roar.
Shameless, delirious, and raw.
Jim, we got creative listeners. When they email for tickets, they might come up with one for you.
Yeah, that would be good.
All right, for the tickets, Jim Jeffries at BroadwayVideo.com. Jim, we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, I'll see you guys next week regardless, eh?
Yeah, have fun in Cleveland,
Jim.
all right?
All right.
Goodbye,
see you, boys.
Angel.
Thanks, man.
There he goes. We're going to continue in just a bit. Opie and Anthony.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Adam Ferrara in studio. He's playing Gotham tonight, tomorrow, and
Ben
Saturday.
Yes.
Very, very funny.
And
comic.
Sunday, too.
Good friend of the show. Oh, and Sunday, too.
Oh, yeah. Come down after service.
Still haven't seen Mall Cop. Last time you were here 2-3 weeks ago, I said, you know what? I got to support Adam and go see Mall Cop. Still haven't seen it. Waiting for the bootleg.
Still in theaters.
I'll get my bootleg.
Oh, yeah. You can buy it off a card table at St. Mark's Place.
But I'll give you the money. I'll just give you the $12, whatever it is for a movie ticket. Because I just want to be able to see it at home. Doug Benson, everyone. How are you, Doug?
Hey, pretty good.
I don't think we've ever had you on the show.
This is my first time.
Exciting, huh?
Yeah, I wore some proper protective gear.
No worries.
What have you heard?
I heard you guys were awesome and super nice.
Yeah. We actually are. If you're smelling anything, it's Jimmy. He's been farting up a
I haven't
streak,
since
have you
Doug
said?
I honestly have been fucking gassing all morning. So
Yeah.
Too much protein, Jimmy. You and I.
Possibly, yeah.
We got to back off on the protein.
Which is
You're a
pretty
regular
bad.
Paul Flart.
Who's that? Oh, is that from the fucking
Blart? Yeah.
I don't like Adam's movie being slammed. I mean, that was a really. I mean, that's just.
I came out guns blazing.
Release the chimp.
Everyone loves the chimp story.
How are you, Doug?
I'm good, thanks.
Oof.
Yeah,
good to be here.
you did a super Jaime.
That's right.
Yes.
You have to be careful when you say it out loud. You have to super high
Me. Yeah, because people
if you
get
just go
confused.
super high, it sounds like it's about a Jewish superhero.
Jesse
Yes.
Jackson, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy, what's the problem? You gonna embarrass people?
What, did Jimmy just blast one out really bad?
Yeah, but
I
didn't know why you were waving the piece of paper.
I was waving,
he'll wave
I
it
was
over.
waving it away from Doug because this is his first time here.
Thank you. So I'll
That's
take
so
the
sweet.
hit.
He wants everyone to enjoy.
Oh, Jimmy.
His farts are.
What was that? Well, you like Sophie's Choice, either
It just
Doug or
hit me.
Adam, and I lost.
No! Why you do that? It's it moves with the speed of like lava.
Yeah, it does.
It just kind of, and then the
same
next thing you know,
intensity.
yeah,
The
sour.
consistency.
They're sour, though, right, Adam?
Yeah.
It's like a sour.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
horrible.
that.
This to it.
I have a sour stomach.
You're like, if your
awful.
fart had a face, it would be the frowning face in the comedy and
Place.
tragedy.
Hey, a frowning face.
Once you said
It affected
place,
my speech. I've just been gassed.
yeah, once you said place, it was over.
Yeah, there's no way to recover from
Hit the car.
place. Hit the car.
Right.
Hit it.
There we go. Super high me.
Yes.
I did see that, and it's very interesting to see the effects of smoking pot.
Yeah,
over,
the kind of lack of effects, actually.
Yeah.
I just sort of go about my business.
You just kind of, you were all right with it, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
I
am all right with it.
You got a little lazy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But that's true of me in general, you know?
Yeah.
Well, what is the thing? It's like, I mean, because you did the marijuana logs. I mean, it's like, you
He likes his
definitely-
pot.
Doug really adores pot.
I just and I take existing pop culture properties and just jam weed into it and call it my own.
But what was the difference between like your normal, ordinary, just smoking pot and super high me?
Well, normally I don't. Like today, I haven't gotten high yet because it would have meant having to get up earlier, to do that. I'm not that serious about it. But I am, I will smoke at some point today. So I'm like a daily user, but in the movie, it was just nonstop from the second I woke up to the second I went to bed.
You were stoned all the time.
For 30 days.
For 30 days.
Yeah, on day 31, I still wanted to smoke some more. I wasn't sick of it.
No.
I saw it too. I liked how scientific it was. It was just like, how are you going to measure how much this guy is smoking?
Right.
And then they got like they hooked you up with like like an atomizer or something. It was like this. It was a
it's a vaporizer.
Yeah, vaporizer.
The name of the machine. It's called a volcano because it's sort of shaped like a volcano. I got one of those. They cost about $600, but the company gave me one, and I use it throughout the film. But it's funny that you said, it's really scientific, the movie, and then you describe the machine I smoked out of.
Because it's a big giant balloon, and this machine sucks like a metered amount of pot smoke into this giant inflatable bag, and then Doug stands there and smokes his breakfast.
It steams the weed, so it's better. It's it's not so bad on your lungs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not as harsh.
Yeah, but as it turns out, after 20 years of smoking pot, when you said science, I thought you were going to talk about all the tests we did during the movie.
Yeah.
Because I saw a doctor, and my lungs are fine. I'm in perfectly good shape.
It was no problem.
So it's no big deal.
Yeah, the stat is actually you not smoking. Your lung capacity was 92%, and by using pot, it only went down 3 percentage points to 89%.
Yeah.
And everything else went up for you.
Yeah, everything was better. Even my sperm count, which I think was a mistake at the lab. I don't think that could be true.
I thought the most surprising thing about that was they gave Doug an SAT test before and after.
Yeah,
He actually scored higher on his SAT.
He was stoned.
I did. I scored higher when I was higher. That's correct. Because it was less boring. It's less of a boring thing to take a test when you.
If a train leaves Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago.
Now you're kind of interested.
I enjoyed it more. Yeah, a little bit more, not a lot more. It's still stupid SATs.
Yeah. And the whole thing. How'd you skirt the issue of just doing something illegal on a film?
Well, in California, you can just go see a shady doctor and get your medical marijuana license.
Right.
And so theoretically, the whole thing was legal.
Theoretically.
What was your ailment? Disagree still.
Oh, they still do? Are they trying to slap something on you?
There's not me personally. For my personal use, I don't think they'll come after me. It's like that whole Michael Phelps thing. I thought it was so ridiculous.
Right.
That some sheriff was like, we might press charges for a photograph where you can't even prove he wasn't just putting it to his lips.
Yeah.
What was in there, what was happening. And also that party, that there was underage drinking going on at that same party. It was a college party. Yeah, so that was ridiculous. But fortunately, 13 states in this wonderful union, strangely enough not New York yet, have medical marijuana laws where you theoretically could get away with it. But these places where they sell it, the dispensaries, that's where the trouble starts because the feds come in and bust those places.
Now because it's a federal crime.
Yes,
right.
So it's not a local
California
state
is exactly.
crime.
So their state laws kind of don't apply if the feds are there because they override whatever the state law says.
That's hysterical.
Weird. Don't go on that day.
How come it doesn't work the other way? Whereas when there's a federal constitutional right, let's say, I'll pick one out of my ass, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, how come a state is able to make up their own fucking rules? A city in a state can make up their own fucking rules as far as who and what criteria it is to get and own and conceal a handgun. And yet the federal government and your rights in the Constitution says that you do have the right to bear arms. But the states can say, nah, fuck you. Or the city of New York City can be like, well, we're going to make you jump through hoops and pay a lot of money to even see if you can get one.
Why do you think that's good, though, for them to be able to make those things up?
It's not good. It sucks a dick.
Why do you like it so much?
It sucks.
Some guy called in and explained that, though. We were talking about that one time. One guy called in and explained why it was state control. I don't remember his explanation.
It's stupid. It's bullshit. It's of the federal government.
Can I explain something to Doug? Aunt loves guns like you love pot.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there isn't a day that goes by where I don't have some type of interaction with my gun.
Yes.
Whether
So
I'm
you
just
guys are
cleaning
it. He's obsessed with guns.
Shooting it, putting
Loves
it,
them.
just walking around with it in my holster.
And you're allowed to have it where you live?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
allowed
that's
to have
good.
that. But see, I'm in a weird situation. I have a New York State pistol license. I am allowed to own and possess a pistol in the state of New York. I cannot even think about my guns in the city of New York. I live on Long Island. I cannot use my New York State permit in Connecticut or Jersey. There's no way for me to leave the island. I can't go up to upstate New York. Technically, I can. There is a rule that says if I take the gun, unload it, put it in a locked metal box in a trunk, separate from the ammunition, I can drive through
next to the
any
body.
of the boroughs, of New York City, and then when I'm out of the New York City limits, I can then again wear the concealed weapon.
Well, why can't you just don't
it's
drive through the city?
But then you can't stop. How do I get from Long Island to anywhere else without going through city limits?
How?
And go where? Connecticut?
You can go.
I'm not allowed to go to Connecticut. Jersey can't go through Jersey. My license ain't good in Jersey or Connecticut.
That's right.
That's why I said that, smart ass. I can't take a boat.
Europe.
I can't.
Go to
Europe. Yeah, England. They're real hip on guns over there.
What about
to
a
England.
helicopter?
I can't.
Can't think.
You
Your
can't
own
helicopter?
No. Where am I going?
To New York
You can go over
Upstate?
Connecticut.
I don't think
Can
I
you
could
go
get
over
on. I don't
Connecticut in
think
a
I could take.
helicopter?
Yeah.
I don't think I could take my gun on an
You
aircraft
should
like
give
that.
up the guns and start smoking pot.
I do both.
There you go.
Oh, cheesing, of course.
Or put the gun in your mouth and light it.
Yes. Do the R. Bud Dwyer method.
Like those old Vietnam footage. Smoke out of like one of those shotguns. Do
a little shotgun. It just annoys me that it's New York City is a whole different thing than New York State. It's in the state. I passed the criteria that New York State has put forth to own a pistol responsibly. I pass. Every time I buy one, they do an FBI check on me. They don't just do one. Every time I buy one, I have to go to the police.
That's insane.
Every time I
The
buy
system
one.
is flawed.
Why? I'm clean as a whistle.
How'd you pass?
I have no friggin' crimes at all. I have to go to the police station, one police station in Nassau County,
Yeah.
and get a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Then I got to go to the gun store,
Yeah.
and I got to give them the piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then I buy the gun,
Right.
and they give me the yellow sheet off of the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Then within 10 days, I got to go down and take the gun to the same police station, and they fill out all the paperwork. You got to go back and forth and back and forth. And every time you do that, FBI check. Want to buy a rifle? FBI check. Which, that doesn't bother me. Okay, you want to check me out? I'm clean. I don't care. I'm fine with that. But then New York City says, nope, you're not allowed in here. Well, here's where the bad guys are.
Your brother has a loophole for you. Brother Joe.
Yeah, no, I was just saying for the people that don't have a carry, such as myself, all I have is a target, range permit. For a long time, they had actually everywhere they have 24-hour ranges.
Oh yeah.
And if you do get, and you are allowed to carry to and from a range.
Yeah.
You don't have to have, even if you're in your vehicle, you don't have to have. You don't have to have it in a lockbox in the trunk. But if you say that if you do get pulled over, and you do, of course you can't be an asshole. You got to be you have to be straight up with the cop, tell them that you have a gun, and say I'm on my way to this range. It's a 24-hour range. They're generally pretty lenient,
Yeah, but I'm talking about New York City.
Yeah, going through the city is a bitch. I mean, even with a carry permit.
Yeah, you're not allowed. You got to lock it up. And then they're trying to pass another law in New York State where you have to put it in a locked trunk of a car, which takes out all SUVs. Like, I wouldn't be able to even now put it in a locked box and put it somewhere in my SUV, because that would qualify as what they call like a drop, where they have these hidden compartments in SUVs, and they're trying to make that illegal, which would only make it where you couldn't then use a station wagon or an SUV or anything like that to transport
I had no idea
your
that they were
weaponry.
taking it to that extreme.
Yeah, there's another reason to go
crazy.
green, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
You got to drive your hybrid with your
drive a
firearm.
hybrid with your guns in the back. I just
It's
I'm
always been that you
disgusted.
had to have it in your trunk if you were driving through the city, if you're going through the city.
Yeah, and you
in
can't
a
stop.
lockbox
You're not allowed to stop in the city either. If you have it and you're driving to a range or somewhere upstate, you're not even allowed to stop to get a beverage in the city.
Can you
That's
stop at a red
technically-
light?
No, you got to blow all the lights,
all red
blow the
lights?
officers that pull you over, blow everything. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I always get off on these little rants
Adam, you
about
still
the
there?
Second
Is Adam
Amendment.
still
What's
there?
up, Pally?
What's
I'm right
going on,
here.
man?
How are you, man?
I will not be carrying a gun at the Red Lion tonight down in the village.
Oh, wow. He's getting good.
There you
He's
go.
actually getting good.
That was pretty
While
good.
you two cover band is playing down there.
And you know what?
I want to see you, buddy.
I want to see you too, but I'm going to leave my gun home while I'm at Gotham Comedy Club.
Oh, wow. Is anyone taking their guns anywhere?
We can, and I'm done at the Red Lion. We can go down to the range.
Very cool. You took me once there. I almost killed myself.
I remember that. Yeah, you know what he did? Ant, I told you about that.
No.
What happened?
Jimbo is with us, right?
Put the
Jimbo's
barrel
a cop
against
out
his
in
shoulder.
He's giving Adam step-by-step instruction. Don't, just rack it, hold it in front of you, be careful, watch what you're doing. Now you're ready to fire. Adam fires one shot, and he goes, whoa, whoa. And then he goes to put the gun down. The gun, it makes contact with the counter. Boom! Another shot goes.
Oh! Yeah, but he doesn't tell you. He handed me this SWAT machine pistol. Okay? This wasn't like a Derringer in the Old West.
It was a Glock.
Yeah.
That went off when you put it down.
It was Jimmy's freaking... Forget it. I'm not going to say...
Wow. Yeah, I understand. but
Humana.
Where did the second bullet go?
Jimbo,
What?
Where did the second bullet go?
Grassy knoll.
Jimbo told him, don't point it anywhere but downrange.
Yeah.
Because he could have been like, wow, Joe Buck, take a look at this. Boom. Oh, well.
Wow, a little hair trigger on that thing?
Wow. It goes off at the thought. It was just... I think I want to...
Yeah, the thing had a hair trigger, too.
Wow.
That was a fun day. We got to do more of that.
I don't like them Glocks, yo.
No.
No.
right.
Not a fan
Let
of
me
that.
get going. I'll talk to you
Hi,
guys.
Joe.
All right, Joe.
Be good, Joe.
Doug Benson in studio. So, talking about pot and other things.
Doug, I want to know, did you have to go, with an ailment to get the medical marijuana? Do you
Yeah, you
like
have to tell
Dangerfield and Caddyshack? My arm, it's broken.
Yeah, you have to tell the doctor something. So I picked from the list a week back, and
Week back will get you some weed?
Yeah, but it also sets up the classic joke when they say, how long have you had this condition? Since about a week back.
Oh, I gotcha. I got it.
That's all it takes, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or,
And then-
anxiety,
Nice.
depression, upset about gun laws.
Yes, okay.
Any of those will get you a medical
Upset that I
marijuana
can't buy
license.
weed anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because as long as you have a license for this medical, you just go in, and I mean, it would be to me. I was watching this, going, all right, this is a little ridiculous because if it's really medical marijuana, why is it in jars labeled, purple haze?
Yeah, they got names, really cool names.
Kush,
Killer Kush, yeah.
Train wreck.
And then these guys that run
Sully on the Hudson.
these guys that run these dispensaries get all upset when the feds come after them. Like, hey man, I'm running a legal business here, and it's
But
just
look
like,
at the names of your product.
and it's like, and anybody could get one of these licenses to buy this legal pot. I mean, obviously Doug got one, but then there are the people that really, that are prescribed it by legitimate doctors, who have cancer and they're using it for chemo or what have you, and that's fine. But then anyone like Doug could go in and just start buying hundreds of dollars worth of legal weed.
It's definitely a loophole.
I'm making a movie.
How much comparably to buying from a dealer? What's the difference in
The
price?
prices are really similar, and
Really?
especially the prices. New York weed's a lot pricier than the stuff in the dispensaries in California.
Is there a limit to it on how much you can buy, per time?
There is some limit, but I somehow have never
hit
that ceiling. Yeah.
Now, also, if you have this license that entails you're able to go in and buy this medical marijuana, what's to prevent you from just buying on the street using that, and then if something happens where an officer sees you, you just pull out your license and go, hey, I'm smoking this. Is there a difference between medical and street bought?
Yeah, because there's people
And how do they
the
tell?
medical people have their own license that they get from the state. That's like they're called caregivers. And
the caregivers.
Yeah, so your average dude, that just comes to your house or something, he doesn't have.
But how would a cop be able to tell if you bought the pot you're smoking? Like you're smoking a joint, and the cop's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm smoking a joint. I got my license here. Is there a way they could tell if you bought it from the street or from the dispensary?
The containers have, they look like a prescription, like it's
like
a prescription
little pill
bottle.
container or something.
Yeah, it's got a label on it. Yeah, if you roll a joint, you don't have the
I guess
container.
You have to show your prescription.
You show it's basically a letter from the doctor. It's not even really like a license or a prescription. Note? Yeah, it's a total doctor's note that says, to whom it may concern.
He can smoke pot, signed his mom.
I actually had cops roll up on me in Sunnyvale, California. I was smoking pot before a show with a dude in his truck, and the cops came up, and the guy just knew what to say. He was just like, we just arrived here. We're not going to be driving, and we both have our doctor's notes, and we took him out. We showed him to the cops, and they phoned it in. We didn't have any priors, so they just let us go.
Wow. Smoke them if you got them.
That's Sunnyvale, California. You try that here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got a note. Good. Bring it to me in the back of the car.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing is you'd probably spend a night in jail here if you get caught with anything.
What you should have done was you should have blown the smoke out one. I'm taking my medicine, pig.
Yeah, they like that.
Show him who's boss.
And so obviously you think it should be legal federally, all over the country. Every state should have medical marijuana.
Yeah, well, it's every state. It would be quite a stimulus if it happened, because every state could tax it, and it's the number. One, it's the number one cash crop in California already, even though it's supposedly illegal.
It really is amazing because we've had this conversation before that booze is completely legal. I mean, it's illegal to drink in excess and drive and things like that. There are regulations on it, age regulations. It's taxed up the ass, things like that. Why so anti-pot, this country? It seems like something that's been carried over from the old days where they thought it was, just a stepping stone to heroin, reefer madness. But I've never seen somebody smoke weed and be as stupid, as irresponsible, as incapacitated as people that have drank to excess, including myself.
I see it every night in the comedy clubs, especially since Super Jaime came out. Like, all the stoners come to my shows, and then they have a few drinks, and then they become drunks. Like it's a totally different animal all of a sudden,
Like, drunks are the ones that fucking heckle and start yelling shit out.
The drunk women are the worst.
Oh, God. At least you can fuck them.
Theoretically, yeah. But like bachelorette parties at comedy shows,
they're terrific. They always make the show better. They point at the one girl, and you're like, oh, God. When's your big day?
So, what are you girls here? A bachelorette party? Who's the girl?
Yeah.
Which one's the girl?
The one with the dick straw.
We have a cock-shaped cake. They have the cock-shaped cake at bachelorette parties because once she gets married, that's the last dick she'll ever eat.
Exactly. So when's the big day?
Next Thursday.
Oh, congratulations! Where's your fiance tonight?
He's out. He's having his party.
Oh, his bachelor party. So where do you think he is?
He's at a Starbucks. He told me.
It's the same fucking thing.
Every time.
I've seen it 1,000 times.
And they have to sit in the front, too.
Oh, they got to sit right up front with their yapping fucking mouths.
That's what the comedian wants to say.
Shut up, you and your stupid bridesmaids.
Yeah. That's the worst, when the manager goes, we got a bachelorette party.
Oh, great. Yes. Thanks. Through the whole show with my cock out and pre-cum dripping in their drink.
How great would that be to fucking... You ever shake your dick with clear stuff on it and the clear stuff flies?
Of course.
How great would it be to fucking shake clear stuff all over?
It's like a fucking dick loogie.
Night before a big day. Here you go, whore. I hope it gets stuck in your hair.
God, she's crying. We were having such a good time, and then the comedian's pee-pee sneeze.
Yeah, it'd be like that scene in fucking Jurassic Park when the fucking dinosaur sneezes in the kid's face.
Yeah, oh, Uncle Paul.
Jesus.
Those would you say those are the worst? Those are the worst hecklers and shit like that? Yeah.
Drunken women. The packs of drunk when they're in groups and they're drunk.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just always, the women are annoying and they have this attitude like they don't give a shit, they pay, they want to be there, fuck you. But then there's the guy that has to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
And if if he gets one line out that gets a laugh, you're fucked. Because I've just seen it's like, oh boy, now he's not going to shut up.
But there's always the drunk guy, right? Then when he reaches the point of no return, where like he's embarrassed himself, but if he backs off, he's just got to keep going till he gets thrown out. You know, when you're embarrassed, you know it, but you just keep going. And,
they take it to the lobby after the show. If you're like selling merchandise or something, they're in your face afterwards. And it's always, I was helping the show. Why did they throw me out? We were just laughing.
I was just having fun. You know, this whole thing's about having fun. No, it's about me doing my fucking act and you shutting up.
Well, you got to have a deal. Like, if a guy's really yelling and screaming at me, like being really abusive, I'll always hit him with something like really harsh, like, you know, sir, these people paid to see me, not you. Ooh. Wow, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's a little early for that kind of talk.
God damn. You want anyone coming back to your shows?
Jim, the new CD is called Jim Norton, Take No Prisoners.
That's it.
I was working at a club in Columbia, Missouri, Deja Vu, and the bouncers would not even walk over to people. They would just, from where they're standing, go, shh.
Oh, shit.
Wonderful. Really loud. It was just like, I'm on stage going, is me? Am I supposed to be quiet?
Yeah, maybe I'll type down.
Who are you shushing?
Do you remember, Doug, you may remember, Adam, at the Comedy Cell, there was a guy, he was, I forget where he was from. He was Palestinian, Mustafa.
Mustafa, yeah.
And he was the door guy for a while. He actually became like Chappelle's manager and personal guy, but he was the door guy. And the comedians love this motherfucker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was one of those alpha male, fucking crazy Middle Eastern dudes. And he didn't care if there was 9 pimps at a table. He would walk over, shut the fuck up. Anyone who talked,
shut the fuck up.
This fucking lunatic.
Fuck up.
He was fearless, this dude.
Really?
And he loved us, too. He'd say, any problems, you let me know.
He fucking loved.
Cool.
He would ask someone, keep it down, be quiet. But if they tried to alpha male him, he chased one guy down the street, and the guy fell and broke his leg. He was a fucking.
Like he was getting away from a chimp or something.
Run complete panic. It's gonna rip my face off, motherfucker.
Oh my god,
dude! I don't miss girls as much as I miss this dude. It was the fucking greatest when he was there. Mustafa at the Comedy Cell. It was the greatest.
Wow.
Oh, would he shut people up?
You ever
immediately.
have when you're doing gigs out on the road? You ever have Kenny have to step in and say some stuff? Because I know Kenny's with you on the road.
Yeah, usually. The problem is, and I had this at Caroline's one night. Were you at that show when the people had to leave or no?
That was the next night, I think.
There was people we had to get a lot of them out. A table was being really rambunctious, and Kenny was out doing the merch, so it was only the one guy inside.
Oh shit!
So I have to work out. They weren't being physical, but I have to get a better system. Because Kenny, of course, would have
solved the problem.
Kenny escalated it immediately.
Yeah, so it would have just been.
I don't want to lose Mike at Westchester. We got
Mike.
We got Doug Benson in studio, and this guy gets his weed in the mall.
Mall weed?
Well, that's why we got in the mail. Oh,
on the mail.
That's not
a fucking dumb phone screener.
No, it says mail up there.
That's how they got Gilligan.
I could go for a melted right now.
Yeah. Hey, how's that movie Mail Cop doing?
Phone call's not as interesting, but still.
Mike, that woman was mailed by that chimp. Did you see that?
It really was.
Fuck.
Well, you know what? The chimp was a very possessive mall, and he thought that
he was the alpha mall.
That's right. Oh, guys, let's get into the silly zone. That's what I say.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket.
I'm having a rough day. I thought the copy said rape video.
Yes, you did.
You're a
and
mess.
now I thought this said
much more exciting.
Mike, I don't know if your story's going to be as good now that it's not a mall, but what do you got?
Hey guys, what's up? I actually get my herb through the United States Post Office sent to me from California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And legally, obviously, right?
Legally.
Oh yeah, of course it's legal.
Yeah, sure it is.
Not legal here.
It's not.
That's how they got Gilligan, didn't they?
But,
Bob Denver.
Yeah, really. But there's actually a medical marijuana vote going on Monday for the state of New Jersey.
Well, good luck, because that won't pass.
You think?
Well, hopefully, get out there and vote.
It won't. I'm not going to vote. I live in fucking New York. Go fuck yourself, Jersey.
You think medical marijuana will be in every state eventually?
I think so, right?
It's already in 13.
It seems like
Michigan just passed it.
It seems like they're kind of like...
you got gambling. Go fuck yourself.
That's it. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah, they want gambling and pot.
It looks like they're feeling it out to see, all right, well, now it's medical marijuana. Let's start making a little money off this thing.
Yeah, it's a slow process.
Isn't it odd, though,
maybe
that
it's time.
California
Finally.
is the most broke-ass fucking state in the union right now, and they have
electricity.
So that's kind of like, They're still like fucked.
Imagine Arnold just gets really desperate and goes, "Let's legalize marijuana to save the state."
Heroin, marijuana.
They're running out of money like next week or something.
Because they are taxing it out there. Like when I buy it in a medical shop, it's a
little tax action.
Yeah,
I guess it's not that
businesses.
many. Not that many people. They should make it more accessible to people that just want to do it, like fucking liquor stores. You don't need a license to buy a fucking bottle of booze. Just go in, buy some fucking weed, tax the shit out of it, and watch this economy fly. And who cares? Like, you're not going to start smoking pot because it's legal. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think you would anyway.
Imagine they do that to save the economy.
Save the economy with weed.
Obama just gets on TV. Look,
just fucking blowing fields of pot, like fucking amber waves of grain, of green.
Yeah. You know who gets addicted? The
cereal companies report record problems.
Yeah. Oh my God. Some of the things I would say would be great.
Some more cereal being sold.
The police have not issued a speeding ticket in 18 months in the state.
No one's leaving their house. Yeah, that's what would happen.
Doug, are you sick of DVD cartoon sales through the roof?
But Doug, all the movies they review, the dumbest ones are like number one. The Oscars.
Wall-E wins Best Picture.
But Doug, are you sick of talking about pot at this point? You're known as the pot guy.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Be honest, are you sick of it?
I love smoking it a lot more than talking about it.
Yeah, because it makes
I see
you
on
probably
TV
want
a
to
lot,
smoke it.
But I meet
and
dudes
they all
all the
mention
time. Yeah, I meet dudes all the time, especially at my shows that are like, they treat it like wine connoisseurs. They come up to me. And they're like, "What's your favorite strain?" And,
Wow.
And it's just like, well, if you get attached to any particular strain, it'll vanish on you, and then then where are you?
I can't smoke that shit. I'm not going to smoke that strain.
But aren't you concerned, though, that...
I'm not smoking any fucking Merlot.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you got one of those questions coming in right now, Doug.
But Jimmy...
Well, I have a question. I'll go there.
I'm sorry, Dave and
Oneonta.
Jimmy.
Dave and Oneonta.
Yo, what's happening, fellas?
Hey.
Benson, I'm a huge fan of you, man. Cucumber Boat Wire.
Nice.
Yes. I was actually wondering, because I have super high me, and I know that you ate a lot of food, and you did lip balm and all that. What was the most, like, what got you the biggest high?
Well, the edibles are pretty awesome because that gives you that, what they call a body high as opposed to just being high.
Like the cookies and stuff?
Yeah, because it gets into your bloodstream. So, it's like now anytime I have to fly or, sit on a train or something, I'll just take, they have the pot and comes in pills now.
And I'll, fuck out of here.
And I'll, really? I'm done? I'll take those, I'll take those pills and just, be completely high on the flight or whatever and not bother anyone.
I know, like Joe Rogan just comes in here with those pot lollipops, and he'll fucking sit here and just suck on a pot lollipop for the whole show. He's
pretty
getting
intense.
stoned. Rogan is a fucking
stoner I know.
Stoner, yeah.
He's taught us a lot about drugs.
He doesn't fucking calm down.
No, he's into pot and ultimate fighting.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Strangest
How does
combo.
that happen? Maybe he's got to smoke pot. If he doesn't, he'll be like that chimp.
Oh my God!
And just rip people's faces
That's
off.
all he would do is kill all day long if Joe Rogan didn't smoke pot.
Jimmy had a question that we keep interrupting.
Oh, no,
I'm sorry, Jim.
dude, it was nothing. It was because they say it leads to harder things, and I'm saying that you do, you smoke herb, but you're worried now that you're going to start doing horse.
The H?
Yeah.
Benny's Dexy's meth.
Yeah. I get so
Upper
high,
stairs.
I'm like, I want to put a needle in my arm.
Goofballs.
That would help.
How you doing, girl?
The smack.
I don't buy the whole gateway thing. And they say Dr. Drew himself recently said that the only people who are addicted to marijuana are alcoholics.
Really?
Like if you have a tendency to be addicted to something, if you're then you might have a problem with pot. But everyone else,
addictive personality, you get addicted to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But weed, I think the whole thing with the federal government and weed makes no sense because of the booze thing. Like if they tried that too. And that didn't work very well, outlawing booze. Yeah, cigarettes too. Cigarettes, they know cigarettes fucking kill you. They fucking kill you.
Starbucks has this country under more of an addictive vice than pot growers.
Than weed. You're absolutely right.
Don't judge me, Benson.
There would not be a pot store on every fucking corner with lines of people coming out of it. It just wouldn't happen. like a Starbucks.
Yeah, it would.
But there would it would be the same people. It would, but
the
it
people who go to
it really
Starbucks
makes
are going
no
to get some
sense.
shit done that day, and the people that go to the pot store have no plans.
Nothing going on
Sitting across
today.
the street going, look at those ants.
Do you think maybe it's more accepted that you could go out for lunch and like you would a cigarette, maybe smoke a joint if it was legal, go back to work and your productivity's down. Whereas if you go out and you drink, that's grounds for getting fucking fired. Well, I guess at the workplace they could say if we find you smoking pot, you're fucking fired.
Yeah, I say if you're doing your job, what difference does it make what you're doing? Like
you have to get to your job
Get
first,
on
and
my
that's
life,
hard
yeah.
enough when you wake and bake.
Nobody wants their attorney getting high. You go back in the court,
or surgeon. Or
Your
whatever.
Honor, you're just so
surgeon,
hostile.
yeah.
Do you have a closing statement? I'm so fucking high. Dude, look at your hair.
He did tell me he killed that person. Oh, shit, was I supposed to say?
We got a drug detective on the line, Chris in Montana. Chris.
Montana drug detective.
What is a drug
Bringing all
detective?
that Canadian pot down through there, right?
Hey, what's up, gents?
Right.
Yeah, that's all
Or
we
you
get
start
is
the way you
Canadian
want.
stuff.
Canadian pot.
That's right, top quality. Hey, I've been working dope for about 5 years there, gentlemen, and a guy the other day, actually a guy from Guatemala of all places, told me, he said, a great line, I want to share it with you. He says, pot is the drug of tomorrow. I said, what do you mean by that? He says, because when I smoke pot, it makes me want to do everything tomorrow. So that's my thing on...
You're right, that was a great line.
Wow. Maybe translated. But in Guatemalan, it's different. The Campari would say, why do you smoke so much pot, Campari?
But in Guatemala, it sounds much nicer.
It sounds much nicer.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the caller says he's content with being an idiot.
Did I ever show you my paintings? I use my fingers.
My whole issue with pot, gents, is the fact it just wrecks everybody's motivation. And
because other people's motivation is really like your concern on a day-to-day. Who cares if other people aren't doing stuff? You can take over the world.
More
while they're sitting there
jobs for
asleep
you.
at the
Don't you
wheel.
think your job would be a lot easier if the criminals were high? Like, I don't want to rob anybody today.
That's why they call them. That's why they call it dope. So.
Wow.
Listen, do you have
that.
all the bumper stickers laid out on the table, and you're just going to read each one to us?
I bet he's got like the crew cut and the cop mustache.
Yeah, he looks like fucking
Picture of Jack Webb.
Absolutely.
And I said, "Hey, citizen, you're going to get shot in the face."
Hey, where?
Thank you, Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, I didn't even get that. Sir, can we pry that cliche from your cold, dead hand? Fucking pile of zeros.
We're a calm people in Montana.
What's that, sir?
They're calm.
We're
They're calm people.
Yes, they are.
Of course you are. Bunch of
right,
moose
Chris.
fuckers.
You're frozen.
I think you can pay cash for speeding tickets there. Is that right?
Yeah. Take care of it right here in
there on the
Brainerd.
spot. Little cash and a little Hummer, and you're good to go.
All right, Chris.
Oh, that's
take care, guys.
That's in Fargo.
Take care.
Yeah.
We take care of it right here in Brainerd.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Quick break. Doug Benson, what are we promoting today there?
I'm doing this show on VH1 tonight and tomorrow night at 11 called Best Day Ever. And Super Jaime's going to make its broadcast television debut on an obscure cable network called G4 on April 20th.
Uncut?
Now, Best Day Ever.
Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see.
They cut out all the parts where you're smoking.
I heard
weed.
they could show me only inhaling or exhaling. I forget which one.
Okay.
So the whole movie's just going to be one or the other.
All right, we're going to continue with Doug Benson in just a bit. Opie and Anthony. Opie, Anthony, Adam Ferrara, Jim Norton. And for the first time on our show, Doug Benson, everyone.
I'm getting a contact high just sitting next to him.
From Super Jaime. We should help him out and talk about anything but pot for the next 10 minutes.
Yes, of course.
Well, you're on to the pop culture thing. You do Best Week Ever, and now it's this thing called Best Day Ever. And I was just talking to Doug about it. It's like a 3-minute little show.
Yeah, it's a short version. For those of you that 30 minutes was too long.
Right.
Here's 3 minutes of entertainment.
But it's perfect. It's the big hot story or a couple hot stories of the day, and then you guys skew it and have a little fun with it, and then you move back onto Bromance or Rock Bus or whatever the fuck VH1 is playing.
Yesterday I did a bit that, like late in the day, the lawyers at VH1 said, "Oh, sorry, you got to change that to something else."
God, we love the lawyers.
And it was, the bit was, you know how there was that lady on the CNN that kept saying penis when she meant to say peanuts?
Loved it. Love that bit.
We showed that clip, and then we pretend to be moving on to the next story, and whenever I said Chihuahua, referring to Mickey Rourke's dead dog, instead of Chihuahua, I'd say Chihuahua. Vagina. I kept doing that. Vagina, Chihuahua, vagina. And then the lawyer said, Mickey Rourke can sue us because it sounds like you're saying he fucks his dogs.
What?
No, shut up.
I'm serious. I swear to you, that
I think
was
we
the
deal
problem.
with the same lawyers, by the way.
I thought they were going to say, like, well, you say it too many times, it's pandering.
No,
That's cable.
No, we can say it because what we changed it to was something dirtier. But the problem was, I think that the particular lawyer was like a dog lover or felt bad for Mickey Rourke. But we weren't making fun of his dog dying. We were
Don't
making
you
fun
love
of the
when they put
penis
their
lady.
personal shit in?
Yeah,
Don't you love
yeah.
when the lawyers take their personal agenda or ethics? They're lawyers, so I don't even know how they
and
have
they were
any
like,
of those.
if Mickey Rourke sues us, we would have to settle because we can't afford to fight it.
Yeah.
It's not just Mickey Rourke. If anybody sues you, you're going to have
How
to settle.
would Mickey Rourke sue under the guy that
That's
you're
just
saying
ridiculous.
that he fucked his dog based on you just saying vagina?
Yeah,
They're ruining
it's really
entertainment,
weird.
these lawyers.
It's
Because they
really
think
weird.
way ahead and they think of something that most likely isn't going to happen ever.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's
That just ruins what you're
it's
trying
a
to do.
strange thing.
Oh, is that infuriating? God, I think we do have the same lawyers, by the way. No, literally, I think we do.
Under the corporate umbrella, I think, yeah. I think it all leads to those douches.
Yeah, there's just one giant corporation that runs everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Conglom.
Absolutely.
The Death Star.
Yeah, but check it out tonight at 11 to see what I managed to get on the air.
Ah, good. Okay, nice tease. It's better than vagina.
I like it. It's quick, easy. In between shows, it's nice. It's
Yeah,
a
it's
nice
fun.
new concept.
Maybe
that they're
read
doing
it a
with
bunch
these-
of times, like at 3 in the morning and 7 and 11. So
Shows are kind of getting
it's a
the
fun thing to do.
short attention span. That whole thing where you used to. They're trying to get more like computers, where you just for a few minutes you're clicking around and you find yourself looking at some video. Like I talk about that, how it happens to me constantly. I'm doing my banking, and I'll have no idea why 10 short minutes later I'm looking at some fucking guy sitting on a jelly jar with it smashing in his asshole. I was banking. I was banking.
Where
haven't seen this yet?
do you keep your money?
Yeah,
exactly.
in
Was
that,
it at least
in
empty?
that jar. It's it really is amazing, but that's kind of what TV needs to do, because I think we're all getting used to that.
Yeah.
Just hey, I just want to check this out, and you all have your own little worlds and spaces, like the Facebook thing and YouTube. You get your own account.
What about Twitter? Doug
Twitter.
Benson's a Twitter.
I
I'm
call
on
it
Twitter.
shitter.
Doug Benson tweets.
Do you like to have fun with it?
But all those things, they
yeah,
give
I
you
like
your
it.
own little site, so you go there to check out or update your own stuff,
Right.
and then you find yourself clicking on other things, and for 3 minutes, you're watching a couple of videos that other people put up. So it's that like quick hit shit that just never used to fly. Back in the old days, you fucking sat down and you watched Walter Cronkite for a half a fucking hour,
Right.
babble on about the nom.
Can I talk to my fellow Twitter here? What are you on Twitter? He gets excited.
It's my name, Doug Benson.
Just Doug Benson, one word, none of those.
I managed to get my own name, and
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Like people are listening to this show right now and commenting on it on my Twitter.
So if you want to follow Doug Benson, it's Doug Benson on Twitter.
Yeah, somebody said, "Be careful; it always hurts the first time."
Oh,
I don't know if, I don't know if he's an actual guest or not. And then another guy wrote, "Pot is the drug of tomorrow." What the fuck? That dude needed to smoke. That's from row 20. Some guy named Goose just wants a shout out. Fuck Goose.
Yeah, and fuck his fucking ejections from that damn plane. Got what he deserves.
Good for him.
Ugly goose.
Leave me
Michael jerk off
alone
line
with
with Val
Iceman.
Kilmer. Yeah. How could you come looking at Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise and an ugly goose? Wouldn't he ruin it every time?
He didn't even take his shirt off for the volleyball game.
Of course he could. Why would
Well, he has the bad chest.
The
He
big
won- he
volleyball
didn't-
game.
Horrible pecs, obviously. Come
So
on.
people were suggesting that Top Gun should be the first movie I play. It's
what is going to be the first
it's
movie?
so gay. I wouldn't fucking do that. The sound, the fighter scenes would be cool, but
I do have it on Blu-ray. If you want,
you got it on Blu-ray.
Travis actually got it.
They
from us as a kid.
remastered and shit. I'm thinking Gladiator or 300, something like
How about
that.
Apocalypto?
300.
Apocalypto.
Did you see that?
Yeah, but I don't fucking understand what they're saying.
Dude,
Such a great movie.
Birth of a Nation. Come
I
on.
don't know, maybe Downfall.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. It didn't come out in Blu-ray.
How about Clockwork Orange in Blu-ray on that big screen? That was fucking wonderful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want something with a lot of, like,
Noise.
action and noise.
Apocalypse Now?
To check it out. Home theater. Yeah.
1941.
I just, yeah, there you go. 1941.
That's a spectacle for you.
Saving Private Ryan. They're saying
there you go.
might be a good one.
Just
the
the
opening
first 20
scene
minutes
there would be
alone.
good. So I don't
you
know.
have to zip through the bookend of Saving Private Ryan. That stuff is bullshit.
You go at the middle part.
The scenes in the cemetery at the beginning and end, and the old age makeup and all that shit.
You didn't feel a little choked up at that?
Oh, I probably did. I mean, it's
I probably
manipulative as all hell, but like on repeat viewings, you don't need to see the.
Yeah, it is all right. I know that
just
this
wanna
is that guy, and
yeah, you want to see Tom Sizemore and Tom Hanks on the fucking beach.
yeah,
People getting blown in half.
You know, Tom Sizemore. What happened to him?
Why not Back to the Future?
People are
Medical
suggesting Back to the
marijuana.
Future also. It just came out right in Blu-ray. Is that set in Blu-ray? Because I must watch it in Blu-ray.
I don't know.
Very good, Doc Brown. Nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's not Blu-ray. I think they just put like new extras in. They replaced
Motherfuckers! Why wouldn't they remaster it?
I think it's the first time that they actually released all the discs separately.
Spielberg is going to do it all like fucking.
Is it still gonna have a flux capacitor?
It damn well better.
Yeah, it
hope
should.
so.
It really should.
It's not a DeLorean now.
It's
a
probably going to be
Prius.
Gladiator.
Gladiator's a good
That's
one.
a good choice.
Gladiator's pretty fucking good, beginning and end. A lot of action. Good fucking movie.
Gay giraffes.
Gay giraffe. You sold me queer giraffes.
What about Black Hawk Down?
Black Hawk Down's another good one.
That would kick ass.
I think any Ridley Scott fucking movie, Alien, would be
Not
fantastic.
any Ridley Scott movie. There's that one about the wine country.
All right, fuck that.
In France.
Yeah, we don't need that.
What was that?
It was what's his name? It was Gladiator. It was
What the fuck?
A Perfect Season or something like that.
It was shit. It was
A
shite.
Time for Shit.
A Time for Shit.
That's what it was called.
Yeah, it's probably, we're really looking like it's going to be Blu-ray Gladiator on an 11-foot screen.
Doug, they're asking
fucking beautiful.
Which Doug Benson on Twitter? Is there one?
There's one that's a gay activist.
All right.
So that might be me.
that you?
That's
Is that-
Doug Bangson.
No, my name is Doug Benson. I'm here to recruit you to smoke pot.
Yeah.
It's incestuous.
It's just
Doug
my name
Benson.
with no
Doug
space
Benson.
in between.
Duck bend over.
No underscore, just Doug Benson.
All right.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I noticed on my
And there's
Facebook
a picture
there's a
of
few.
me like that Obama image, but underneath it, instead of hope, it says dope.
Dope.
Ah.
Well, that
Some
makes
fan
sense.
made it for me.
That's pretty cool.
I noticed on my Facebook there's a few Anthony Cumias out there. One is Anthony Cumia for president, which people just get on and babble about me, and I don't really comment on it. But it's some of it is very insulting.
But, 2012 isn't that far away, so it's a good thing to get the campaign rolling.
Yeah.
Insulting. He should
Some of
never
it's
get a carry permit.
Very insulting.
I hate the fact he's armed.
Twister, they're saying you should watch.
Twister, finger of God.
There's a Twister coming quick.
I
grab a hold
hated
of this belt.
Hated that movie.
It's coming this way.
They blow houses in the air. They can't blow a T-shirt off of Helen Hunt.
No, thank God.
Wet, nothing.
Why would you want to?
That
already
big
blew her upper lip off.
fucking beluga whale
She's
forehead.
all wet and pay it forward. You could see a T-shirt of that, I think. Yeah.
Not a fan of her naked.
one.
Nah.
Ugh.
It's coming this way. It's already here. Shut it.
It was called The Good Year by
What about
Ridley
the
Scott.
F4?
No, F5.
Is that 5?
Finger of God. Yeah, everyone drops their silverware. It's so fucking dramatic. They're all like, yeah, we're the Van Extreme. We're chasing fucking tornadoes. Are you?
Okay.
Get a fucking job.
And
It's a
learn to run
corny
away
movie.
from danger.
When Carrie Elwes is the bad guy, you know a movie's not gonna,
And it's
gonna work
corporate. They're corporate sponsored, man. They're not as cool as us, man. And then everybody watching had a better idea for that Dorothy thing than they did. Why you fucking got to take it out of the back of the truck? Put it on a trailer with a hitch and just pull the pin. There, now the thing's set exactly where you want it. Put it on a remote control and drive it into the fucking tornado. Movie sucked. Then they're there cutting little propellers to put on the fucking things. Stop it.
And the Pepsi cans.
Yeah. The thing, they'd fly up anyway.
That was before
Stupid-ass
Philip
movie.
Seymour Hoffman was Philip Seymour Hoffman. Like,
Yeah.
he's in it and he's so annoying.
He's
and-
so extreme. Like everything. Yeah!
And then years later you find out, oh, that guy's a good actor.
It's like-
He really
yeah.
committed to that terrible part.
He played that awful
You think
well.
he's embarrassed that he made that movie?
I think so. Also,
There was a
Sex of a
blockbuster at
Woman,
the time.
he's in that.
He's in
He
that
was
one?
good in that,
He's one of the
though.
bad
Was he?
preppy kids
Oh,
in that.
fuck, I forgot
He
about
was good in that. He wasn't Harry. He was George. George Jr. He was good in that.
He's a great actor, but like for a while he was in shit movies,
Fucking
and
Boogie Nights.
then he got a reputation.
He is so fucking good
He's
in
great
Boogie
in
Nights.
that.
When he's holding that boom mic and can't contain himself watching Dirk Diggler, and he just goes like, he can't breathe because he's so worked up.
Dude, that tight shirt on his awful stomach. With
he's
that
great.
gut. Oh, that
He
was
bought the
great.
same clothes. Dirk Diggler.
Can I
He painted
kiss
his
you on
car
the
the same
mouth?
color. Can I kiss you on the mouth?
You want to kiss me?
I'm an idiot.
You see him in Doubt?
I gotta see that.
Jimmy, you see Doubt?
I did not know.
As the pedo priest?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'd love to see that.
It's a great movie. Well, not a great movie. It's a good movie. Meryl Streep is the biggest C in movie history in this movie.
She's kind of a cunt in Kramer vs. Kramer, too.
Yeah, she's worse in this movie.
That was it, right?
As an old nun.
I think I had it.
What do you got?
No, that's not it.
What do you got?
That one? I'm an idiot?
No, that's the point down there.
What do you got?
Oh. I just wanted to hear I'm an idiot. I don't know what happened. It said I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
I like when Alfred Molina says, "Don't mind him, he's Chinese."
On the side of his mouth, it's Chinese.
Standing around like
Springfield. He's a friend of mine.
I'm a fucking idiot. 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 Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot.
He just wanted to
That's why the movie's
kiss.
3 hours long.
Yeah.
The great part was,
Every
can
line is.
I kiss you on the mouth? And when he
I
said
kiss you
no,
on the mouth.
but then he's like, well, do you want to kiss me? Like, that would help. Like, you go, yeah, I do, actually.
Do you want to kiss me?
You want to kiss me?
What the hell?
He
Let's
just
put it that
thought
way.
him and Dirk were just going to go to town. He was going to get that big, fat Dirk Diggler cock in him.
He didn't even want the big dick. He wanted to caress his hair while
Yeah, he wanted
kissed
like
him.
love. And
He wanted to pet him like a
He's in
chimp.
love.
yeah, I want to show you my car. And he painted it the same colors. Piece of shit car. He painted it like his vet.
I wanted you to think it's cool.
Oh, I got to watch that again. That's a good one.
It's so
Maybe that'll be the
fucking
first
great.
movie.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
In a high quality home theater.
Yes.
Except for the
Heather
last
Graham.
scene.
Roller Girl.
Fucking Heather Graham as Roller Girl there.
Except for that last scene when he shows his dick. It was
Yeah,
so
he didn't have to
stupid.
do that.
I didn't need to see it.
Yeah, it's like a
Not soft
kind of a
anyway.
parody.
I
No,
wanted
he
to
should've shown it
see it
hard.
nice and big and hard.
Yeah, attaboy.
I should even have just shown it.
That would have been ridiculous. That
Yeah.
thing was huge, flaccid.
Or either that, or it should have been ridiculously huge, where it was laid out on his dresser like the size of a fucking bologna.
Well, you just see,
how he sleeps
you see the
tonight. He
head,
just
like
lays
even
it
with
out
the
on the
ankles,
dresser.
a low shot down.
Yeah, it's coming out his pant leg.
Yeah.
Or not even that. Just open the robe and white light comes out.
I gotta post it from E-Rock.
Yes?
We have a
The
special guest
briefcase
waiting
and
for us in the
Pulp
office. And I'm like, fuck
What?
that, bring him in.
I hope this isn't a meeting.
No, it's no meeting.
Oh, good. Who is it?
We're finishing up, but bring him in.
Sam?
It's a special guest. Sam is bringing in the special guest. He's very famous as far as this radio show goes.
Is he?
Yes, it's Sam's dad.
Oh, my God. I didn't know who that was at first until I saw the handlebar mustache. Wow, Sam's dad.
Wow, this is a very impressive gathering.
Not
How
bad,
are
right?
you, sir?
Just fine, thank you very much.
We get to see it live.
Yeah, he's been growing the handlebar mustache for how long, sir?
Since about 67.
67.
Wow. Yeah, 1967 with the handlebar. That was actually 1867.
Yeah.
Is when it was in style.
Back in the day.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Did you give it a little extra twist today because you knew you were coming in?
No.
That's how it always is.
Just combed it out when I got
Combed
up.
it out.
Yeah.
When you wake up, is it like when you have long hair and it's all in a disarray?
Kind of goes the other way.
It does?
Yeah.
Goes in. It flips into your mouth?
Yeah, it kind of.
Oh, that's
Does
good.
anybody ever say, did O.J. Simpson kill your son?
Except this time.
Okay,
see someone just
Finally,
said
it's
it.
happened.
He's a much more normal-looking guy than I expected. He's
In a suit and tie. I thought he was going to be like kind of a wacky guy.
Yeah.
With his.
No, I'm coming in to see my lawyer to.
Problems.
He probably
Hopefully not
handles,
with us.
He handles all the business for the barbershop quartet.
Yes. The banjo player was
whole
getting a little
thing.
rambunctious, and you're taking him to court.
He loves old school stuff.
Yeah.
Explain to Adam.
It's tradition. It's tradition.
Explain to Adam the greatest treats of all time. Some of the greatest treats of all time.
What?
They're on my ass because I like buttermilk.
Okay.
He drinks
Buttermilk. And buttermilk with crackers in it.
Yeah.
And
There's nothing. 23 skidoo, my friend.
it's not 23 skidoo. It's downstairs in the deli.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you enjoy that, but
And sardine sandwiches.
Sardine sandwiches.
I couldn't get high enough.
If Doug won't eat it after he smokes pot, then it's not that good of a treat. Also, raw potatoes.
Yeah.
Raw potatoes.
Raw potatoes.
Do you have,
Too
do you
starchy.
have a bicycle with a big giant wheel?
Yes.
Somebody said that already.
Of course. Every old
that.
thing.
Yeah.
I believe what's left open for you to joke about. Eli Whitney's cotton gin. Trying to give Adam some thought starters here. The Model T Ford.
Flying machine? That's preposterous.
Have you checked out Talkies yet?
I went to 2. They were good.
A double feature.
Yes. Yeah, so
For
you
50
are. You're a
cents.
little more conservative looking than I thought you would have been.
He looks very normal in person.
I'm a very conservative guy.
He had a hell of an image, Sam's dad.
What do you think of Sam's hair?
That's his mother's side of the family. I don't
Okay. All right, enough of the
See, Sam?
interracial stuff.
Oh.
Now, you then, because Sam told us about his illustrious history. Are you the one that is related to Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, it's on my. Actually, I'm the only one. It's my side of the family that could afford to do the whole genealogy thing. So
wow!
So we have no idea what's on the other side.
So you traced your genealogy back, and Thomas Jefferson is in your family lineage.
And slaves, too, then.
Well,
By
hence
definition.
his son's hair. Look at Sam's hair. We always have thought that perhaps back in the day, old Tom Jefferson was getting down a little out the house.
Chicken
I was
Sam.
going to send him a book. There's apparently a new book out called The Hemmingses of Monticello. And so I was going to send that back to him and see if
that is the black side of the Jefferson family.
It is.
I do believe.
What was her names? Was it Sally?
George and Wheezy?
Wheezy.
It's a TV show, Jimmy. Waka waka. My grandmother would hate when I would talk over that theme song. I would do it just to annoy her. She'd go, I waited a whole week for this song.
Ew.
It's the whole story.
The Moving On Up song?
Yeah, she was an irrelevant old bag.
Put ice picks in her ears while she was
Sam.
listening to it. So, and you found this out, that you traced that back. And also, Alexander the Great?
No. It goes all the way back
He's
to
a lying sack of shit.
No, it wasn't Alexander. Who the hell was it? It was the King.
No, it wasn't King Kong Bundy.
But it was
Miles Standish.
It does go back to Miles.
really?
But the interesting thing is, once you get back like 10 or 11 generations, you're related to everyone. So
What?
You know.
No. We're special.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is that true? Like, you get back and you just start, like, mix and match everybody's
Yeah,
kind of
once you go back, like
6 degrees of fucking everybody.
That's it.
Of Thomas
Wow.
Jefferson.
So,
But the Thomas Jefferson thing,
That's pretty
good. And did you
impressive.
trace it back as to, was there any slave blood in your lineage?
we didn't go that far, or if we did, we conveniently left it out of the.
He stops at that point.
Oh, I am outraged!
They burned those documents.
Conveniently stopped it.
After the
They were
third conviction, they're
shredded.
like,
We decided not to follow that particular.
Also,
Right, that branch.
Who needs to know?
Okay, and make your own joke there. I'll just leave that a blank.
Well,
for you to
Sam's dad,
fill in
thanks
at
for
home.
stopping in and saying hi.
You're very
man.
welcome.
That's
Now-
good. What were you doing here? Anything in particular?
He
to
said he's
stop by?
seen a lawyer.
No, actually, I'm coming in to have lunch with a friend. So.
Oh.
Now, where is the traffic lady? Isn't she a part of this group as well?
Oh, well, that could be a while ago.
You are out of date.
I'm older, so I can't remember. I retired a few years ago.
Do you mean the girl from Channel 11?
Yes.
Yes. That was
on.
She was the one in the closet. Oh no,
no. That's the one that was in the closet.
Did somebody ask for me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Very awkward.
It's a large closet.
We got her some new clothes.
Yeah.
Take the mic out of his hand.
Because she,
Well, that's good.
No, that's fine.
Anything else you want to say to make everyone
looks like he's doing a set for us.
Yeah.
We're at a comedy club.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's good. Why don't you just bring up when my sister was going out with Adam?
Oh, that did happen.
If you go back far enough, we're related.
Yes.
Shit.
That's funny.
2 generations, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Sam's
Thank you.
dad, everyone.
Literal Sam's dad. Thank you, Sam's dad.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you.
stash.
Thank you.
We really do. It looks better in person than it does in pictures.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Kind of want to.
He gives like a.
He gives the
Pin him
thumbs
down
up.
and clip it, though.
Then he's going to leave and tie a woman to the tracks.
I'm going to clip the sides and have him go, diabetes.
Hey, Sam's dad getting applause.
Sam's dad. Everyone's digging him.
He's
This is
a
a
more
good place.
normal gentleman than I thought, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Good place to stop this for today. So,
Oh, of course it is.
Adam Ferrara, Gotham Comedy Club all weekend long, starting
Yes.
tonight.
Thank you.
Doug Benson's got all sorts of things. Super High Me's going to be on TV soon. April 20th on G4. Okay.
420.
And
Can't get it.
Best Day Ever on VH1 tonight and tomorrow at 11 p.m.
Yes, 10 Central, I guess.
And your MySpace is Doug Benson.
Central, I guess.
Doug_Benson on MySpace. Doug_Benson on Twitter.
Nice.
I got it going on, you guys.
I'm going to start
Hells
following
yeah.
you. I'll follow you on Twitter.
Things are happening.
That's how you roll, yo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Roll, yo.
Is that it?
Rolo?
Everyone else good? Jimmy good?
Let's get the fuck out it. 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 The fuck out it.